previous match, whereas Genji struggled with that against Heretic. So it has to be confidence right now for Sentinels. You have to find ways.
What's up? What's up? Test. Hello.
My eyes are going to be going to Texture and Lock here, and then Zekin and Saucy seeing that fade
Hello.
raise combination. Who can find value? Who can get the better reads? It could all come down to that.
All right, folks. Well,
Please, Sentinel, please, Sentinel, please.
Two guys who just love commentating some of the biggest games possible. It's Doug and Baby Bang.
Thank you so much, fellas. We're gifted with yet another banger. Our two global winners from 2024 will collide on this stage one more time. The difference today, though, is that one walks away with Death of the Year, the other continues their pursuit of glory.
Yeah, this is an obnoxious game. I can't believe we're here. I mean, we thought that this group would have been completely different. Gen.G would have made it through, and maybe Heretics would have been in the spot that Gen.G is in right now. But Sentinels, I mean, they looked great. The recovery, the turnaround that they had compared to the first match they had against Gen.G. They're going to need to bring that
Sentinel
energy
pick
Icebox,
Genji, decidernya Heaven. Oke. Bisa nggak Sen menang 2-0?
Oh man.
Tapi kayaknya berat, tapi bisa nggak? Dapat satu map aja udah.
Everyone's minds at the beginning of the year. This is what players play for. This is what the entire year is about. And for one of these two teams, it ends today. Sentinels on the attacking side of Lotus. You've got Lakia, who's already taken a lot of space towards A. Now taking a step back, but otherwise, Dre, the map very quiet.
Yeah. It's so timid from both sides right now. No one wanting to make an early mistake. Very default play across the board. It's going to be a lurk smoke on C, putting doubt in the minds of Gen.G. But Munchkin, he's getting ahead of that.
Yeah, a smoke out from Karon as well. The Prowler through, but you're right, Munchkin ahead of the line just a little bit. Getting enough info as to what's really going on. And you see, as we see the map kind of lean back towards A. A couple of members across the middle of the map.
Nice.
He's the first one to fall.
Yeah, he was the solo man there as well. It's all up to Karon here.
With a classic light armor, the wall will conceal their movements. As Texture tries to get a little active. Texture was an absolute demon the last two times these teams faced off.
Yeah, he absolutely shut Zekin out of the series.
Waduh.
And he just shut down Celsius.
At least out of this round, Meteor with a nade and a flash at his feet will fall at the hands of Zekin. His Tense looks to get a little bit more active. Will connect onto Munchkin. Numbers the way of the attack in a massive amount too.
Nice, satu lagi.
For the number one seed from the APAC region.
Aku butuh Zekin panas. Aku butuh Zekin panas.
They won 1 out of the 4 pistols the entire series. They struggled.
Akhirnya menang pistol lagi.
Getting a 3K into that round, getting momentum. It's something that he couldn't do the last time around against Gen.G. And it's something that was able to get them over the hurdle in that grand final in Madrid. For Sentinels to take that one home. So this is very important for the side of Sentinels. They need momentum. They're such a momentum-based team.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about it 2 days ago when we watched Sentinels dance with FPX. Zekin, unfortunately, he went -17 in the series against Gen.G. Those demons are not that far behind him.
Will just be a C hit right off the rip, understanding that they have all gun advantage, all utility advantage, and it's going to be a clear retake from the side of Gen.G. What can they really do? They only have a couple sheriffs on Meteor and Texture. And we've seen this post plant happen a lot from the side of Sentinels. They'll put this deep alarm bot in water with a molly. It's all to delay. And then they'll cycle smokes on default. This is so hard to break through. Zekin's having such a map already.
Dude, it's the second round, and he's already 1 point away from having his ult online.
And he's hungry. He wants more. Here it is. He gets that
Dapat
ultimate.
ulti.
I mean, when you have that far of an
Nice.
advantage, you really want to push, and that's exactly what he does. So massive for 2 reasons. You mentioned Sentinels. You mentioned how it's important for him.
I just need you. I just need you. No, I need everyone to fire up. Fire up as well.
Round 3. Huge.
Yeah, and they didn't lose a single rifle in the process. John QT, he was sitting on a sheriff the entire time. Yeah, Zekin falls down there, but he got the showstopper like you said, and John was able to pick that Spectre up and now upgrade to a Vandal. And on the other side, it's all light armor across the board. If that showstopper even tags somebody, it's going to do mad damage and probably take out a couple players. But I will say, in the last series, we saw Zekin whiff a couple of those ultimates. So
yeah, think about that bind one, that sword. right past Autumn, if I'm not mistaken. Seems like a lot of pings on the minimap towards B at the beginning of the round. Gen.G seemingly wise to it. 3/5 of their team is posted up around here for now.
But the mid-rounding, Zelsis, while all that front B pressure was happening, took all of C control. And he's farming up his own little orbs right here. Munchkin needs to be careful right here. If he gets carried out, yeah, that showstopper's going to do the damage.
Dapat
Here, if you're Sentinels, you
apa
have
weapon?
to fully commit to this. It seems like they might, though. Tens is already TP'd all the way across. You've got everything back sight.
Nice.
Mowing over Gen.G.
An absolute firing squad that Texture just ran into.
I mean, he swings, and it's the most terrifying thing you could imagine.
Nice, Zekken.
Diabolical.
And so now, as the dust settles and as the rest of the round kind of comes to a close, you see Sentinels with a really big advantage here. They're up on numbers. You've got John, who's going to get a little bit closer to having his ult online. Zelsis
Kasih
has
Zekken,
his,
kasih
but
Zekken
he's in a
lagi.
really good spot. This is the Sentinels that was missing a couple of days ago. This was the Sentinels that was missing in the opening match of this tournament.
Yeah, missing in stage 2, honestly. Even in the playoff, they barely squeaked in.
Nice.
Zelsis gets the
So
quick trade, securing the round.
ah,
Getting closer to that ultimate. And yeah, Zekken wasn't the one that got that showstopper kill. But Saucy doing his due diligence with that Fade Prowler, sniffing out Munchkin. And yeah, there's not much you can do in a spot like that against a showstopper and a Spectre.
No, I mean, you mentioned it. He needed to be careful. That was just that's a brutal one and done spot.
Yeah, and losing the bonus round, it could feel so bad. Your economy feels like
let's
it
go,
can
let's go,
never
let's
really
go,
get
let's go, let's
going.
go.
That being said, it's going to be Light Armors
Ma-
again across the board right now, and a showstopper of his own for Texture.
See if he's able to replicate any of that success. Maybe that's the tipping factor here because you see the
Jangan
lines on
kena
rate.
eco, please ya
Two
Allah.
Stingers and then Sheriffs. For Sentinels, again, a slow start. Pretty metered, pretty tempered, if you will. Just kind of waiting to see if Ginger are going to get active, if they're going to try to take some space and throw something aggressive into the fold. And that's exactly right. You got the paranoia that's out, and they're going to give up some of the same main space, trade the paranoia of their own, but manage to get away unscathed.
Yeah, and the big thing here is that all that C control was already gathered. So there's 5 members here, and the rotations can't make it in time. Sentinels are aware of this,
Well, they've
but
got
they're
to
getting delayed.
You got to be careful here, too. There's a brutal crunch. Remember, Texture has his ult. But once again, fully sending out onto C. Saucy will be the first to fall.
Waduh.
Munchkin manages to find 2 on the round. There's the ult popped as well. Not connecting onto anything, but Munchkin
Waduh.
continues to farm. 3 on the round now. Oh, I thought he had fired it off already. Zelsis falls on it.
Kena
It's
eco,
just John
bro.
left in a 1v4, and they're weak, but not that weak.
Aduh,
A thrifty
balik ke
round for
A
Gen.G.
tadi tuh orangnya pasti
He may have been in
rotate,
the wrong position
orang
in the round
A-nya.
previously, but this time he
Kenapa
took
nggak
things
mau
into
John
his
ya?
own hands. He gets 4 into the round, 3 with the Stinger, gets the upgrade. That allows Texture to go in with that showstopper and secure the round win. And what a way to stop the bleeding. I mean, winning an eco round, now all of a sudden your economy is going to be back in the game. You're back in the mix of things. Gen.G needed this, and they needed it
Nice try
desperately.
deh.
And there was never any doubt that a team like Gen.G would punch back, right?
Yeah.
They're not the team to roll over. They're not the team to kind of fall in the face of big moments. So you knew it was going to happen. You knew it was inevitable. The question was when. And it just so happens that the stars aligned on the 4th round.
And they're also a team that takes a little bit to get going in series, I noticed. Sometimes, they'll go down, 4 or 5 rounds, and then they'll bring it all the way back and even secure out the map if that. But if not, they can reverse sweep at any moment.
Sure.
Wah,
Zekken already taking a ton
Zekken
of damage.
sekarat anjir.
Just off a spam through the smokes, 21 HP, no armor left to him.
These teams play at such a high level, both of them. It feels like we're truly watching like just a chess match right now, just a battle back and forth of the brains. Sentinels will take space here. Gen.G will take space there. This tit for tat, blow for blow. The rotations being in full effect. Look, 3 members facing each other in front B. Both teams have such a good read on how each other play.
The spike is
Gak apa-apa, trade-nya ke Zekken. Zekken tadi udah sekarat. Nice.
as of personnel on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. Both players have been traded too.
All of that KJ utility pop towards C. They have a decent idea that that's where the hit is, but with 30 seconds left, there's still a couple of options. And once again, 10's the tip of the spear, TPing forward. A little bit
Waduh.
separated. How in the world does Meteor win that? Saucy with the swing on the trade. Nicely done. And now with 3v3. As Texture creeping his way forward. The first to fight, the first to find a kill.
Nice trade.
As has been the case, instantly traded right back 2v2 now. Saucy has his eyes.
Nice.
Lakia has no health left.
Please.
It's Karen alone. He's been good. Head and shoulders above the rest. But can he deliver here? Against John QT.
Nice.
No, he cannot. The leader for Sentinels
Woo.
delivers once more.
I mean, it was trade for trade the entire way through. It came down
Literally
to 1v1.
trade.
It's that chess match
Is
I was
it
talking
either?
about. This is going to be such a close series if it continues onward like this. But now, it's ultimates available for the side of Sentinels. Here's the replay of the trading on site. It's so evenly matched, it feels like. Pistol round, truly the only difference maker in these rounds in this 1v1.
And again, we talked about this when we saw them play against FPX. The big difference was John QT, it felt like, in my opinion, right? When Sentinels have been good, John has delivered. That's a big moment for him early on.
Getting your IG on the flow state can be a really big thing, especially early on. If he starts getting the kills, you get more confident in the calling, you start getting better reads.
Oh, they've got him figured out. They spotted him.
That was a tough one.
He was there in the previous round, too.
And Sentinels have a good idea of when a player's playing pushed up like that and they're solo to go through the door, the revolving door. No one has met them there yet.
A look back towards A. Texture getting through the ult. He's got a big timing here. A wide swing and 2 kills
Anjir,
found.
kedua deh.
Again, heroics from Texture. But the counterpunch comes through at just the right time. Second down low, spotting one, trying to switch to
Wah,
the
dikit
weaker
lagi.
weaponry and not finding a kill. Now 2v2, the pit invested 10s on the prowl. It's an alarm bot keeping him just a little
Tens.
bit further back. His
Nice.
warrior waltzes into his death, right into the crosshair of the controller.
Tis,
Munchkin does the same.
tis. Ayo, bisa bantekin kill, bisa, ayo, let's go.
Holding the angles. It's a tough round to win if
Ah.
you G Texture. He went huge in that moment, getting 2, swinging out super wide. Look at this. That's such a wide swing.
Dude, and how many times have we watched Gen G and seen Texture do something like that?
Yeah.
Munchkin, Meteor, do something where they're getting 2Ks and 3Ks in most instances where somebody gets traded instantly.
Yep.
But that just seems to be one of their strengths, one of their strong suits, and we're already seeing that play out. I think the big difference here is Sentinels are managing to kind of go toe-to-toe with that, where they haven't been able to in the past.
Yeah, they figured out the spacing game, right? The problem
Jarang banget Genki pakai timeout itu.
Yeah.
It's carrying over. They fixed it. They fixed that problem.
Karena
Spacing
ketinggalan
point.
banget,
They're
maka
getting
dipakai.
trades. Even if a player gets 2, they're able to, bring it all the way back. And it's going to be an early timeout for Genji.
Mereka main di home crowd itu.
So far was
Main
that
di
drift
Korea
off the
kan.
back of Munchkin. You got 4 kills
Ayo,
in that
ayo.
round, 1
Pasti
kill
balik
top
dia.
kill from Texture.
Rumahnya deket.
And other than that, it's been very close, right? We had the 1v1. Karen versus John QT.
Aku berharap Zekan panas, tekstur nggak panas.
He just held down that opposite side of the Viper's pit that John QT put down.
Balik soalnya anjir. Gak ngapa-ngapain lagi tahun
Feels
ini.
like for Gen G, part of their calling card has been delivering in the big moments. And again, anybody on that roster can deliver. Lakia is a guy that we don't really talk about a ton, but he's
Kenapa
just as
Genki
good, just as
turun?
stalwart in those high
Harusnya
pressure
Heretic
moments.
aja yang turun
And I
biar
think the big
gampang.
difference here is that Sentinels have been able to respond and deliver with a couple of their own.
And they're not really getting picked off early either, Doug.
Yeah, I think that's huge. That's part of the 4-round difference here. On the other side of the timeout, what are the adjustments? You've got 3 ults on the side of the defense.
Got 4 now.
Yeah.
Got A-Orb gathered.
Again, creeping a little bit further. Munchkin clearing out the turret. And now the round ripe for reset.
I mean, the approach from Sentinels on this attacking half has been so calculated, so methodical. They clearly do not want to give anything away early on to Gen G.
No. Remember, that's that lurk smoke on C that you mentioned at the beginning of the map, the pistol round one, but this one way just sucks to get through.
It's just going to keep on being cycled over and over and over. And I think this is going to be an A reclear into a B split potentially. That's why you see an alarm bot from Zelsis put all the way in the back of SC. Viper Wall gets baited out from the side of Sentinels, but a Prowler also out of the mix.
Sand in that hourglass continues to tick away. 30 seconds left in the round now as they've invested the lockdown. And now it's going to be traded back for another.
A big investment from Gen G.
With still a lot of time left to play in the
Maju
round.
ka, maju
Just
ka.
a little bit of info towards A. Second satchel forward and right into his death. Are they going to be able to navigate some of this? As Lakia is going to fall in exchange.
Look at the time, Doug.
They may have burned the candle down just a bit too low.
10 seconds left.
They're trying to get ahead of this, but the reinforcements are already here. Look at Munchkin's positioning. That's the plan stopped. That's John
Waduh.
QT dealt with assassination style. The round will go the way of Gen
Ganti
G.
dah.
What a round from Genji. What poise to not make any mistakes. Not give
Berat
a
itu.
single inch to Sentinels.
Bingung juga mau
Holding all of
kemana.
that A space.
Harusnya ke C
Not
tapi
taking the bait on that Killjoy ult. And what a counter ult from Meteor. What a call. The gall you
Ada
have to have
counter
to make a
ult
play
tadi
like
di
that when you
B
are
ya.
down in the weaponry. That's the second thrifty win already for the side of Genji. If they can get things going on these gun rounds, they could bring this one back. So this time, that cautious approach from Sentinels, it works against them. Maybe we're gonna see a change of pace. Here it is.
Paranoia already out. The one-way goes up, but they're already past it at this point.
Lakia might get caught right here. He needs to be careful. Oh, that Viper Wall gets up right on time. Munchkin, good awareness in that moment.
Ini OP dari tadi
Oh,
dia.
that's happened. Yeah, Texture took this deep angle.
With the op, we haven't seen that yet. Saucy's aware of it now. Is he going to be
Nice.
able to get away? No, Zelsis chases him down.
Sentinels right now, they have no other choice. They kind of have to just hold W here. There's still 2 mollies they have to deal with. The showstoppers invested from Zekin. He gets shut
Waduh.
down very low.
He didn't have any satchels.
Yeah.
He couldn't go.
Will be a free site gathered. Spike should be planted unless spam.
I mean, it might be a free sight, but it feels like they're walking right into Genji's trap. Lakia has his ult. Smoke's already going through. Zekin getting a little bit aggressive, getting the best of Meteor, but again, still, that Nightfall in play, and there it is, right on cue tapped. You've got John who's playing his tight angle, managing to stay alive with the help of the nade, sure. Swinging out into Lakia,
Nice.
not able to convert. He's now left in a 1v3.
Low, low, low. Cabut, cabut,
He's cutting
cabut.
his losses, he's tucking tail, he's getting out of
Gila
there.
aja dicoba ya itu.
What proactivity from Sentinels in that moment. Tens holding on to that
Untung
paranoia,
nge-thread tadi yang
shooting
dia
it through
bunuh
water. Zekin
OP pakai
getting
OP tadi.
aggressive in that moment. And amongst all the chaos, when the retake is coming through, when the flood is actually happening, Sentinels are peeking together. They're not sitting back waiting for the
What?
fight to come to them.
This is Genshin? No bro, this is
Really good
Valorant.
opportunities to fight together. And the trades are going their way.
Wait.
Full confidence right now.
Did
for
the
Sentinels.
game, did the YouTube read it Genshin?
Change of pace at the
Wait.
start of the round.
What the fuck? Did the
I think on
game
both sides. I mean, yeah, a
did
little
the
bit more
YouTube
aggressive towards A.
really
You mentioned
Genshin?
that, but I think, again, Texture
What the
taking that
fuck?
aggressive line towards C with the op.
Thank you for trading me. I love you so much.
That's just a different look, right? We
Yeah.
haven't seen that out from them.
A little bit of frustration from the side of Genji.
Again, the op in the hands of Texture. 3 ults to play around, light armor for everyone. And I think I gotta go back to what you were thinking there and saying a couple of rounds ago. What is that smoke?
Very interesting. Maybe to hide from a aggressive haunt if there was an A fight to be in the mix.
Yeah, possibly.
And it was a fake TP going into a B hit, so they're trying to condition very small micro things. You have to do that when you're at this high of a level of play.
Aduh, nggak ada ikut masuk. Gimana nge-trade-nya?
These are the big moments where Genji has their way with the opposition. They're yet to win a gun round, but it seems like they're going to here. Forget the thrifties.
Oh my gosh, he went for more.
Just John QT and
Gimana
Saucy left.
nge-trade-nya nggak ikut masuk?
I don't know that they really have anywhere to go.
What a shot from Munchkin. That was disgusting. He's looking for more.
And remember, Munchkin was the hero in a couple of rounds ago, the first thrifty round that they won. Delivering again.
Saucy might just opt to save. I mean, he's got $350 in the bank. Spike is definitely going to have members on it. Texture with that operator being one of them.
Yeah, I do want to go back to the value that Munchkin has been able to provide for Genji all year. Right? I know I mentioned it a couple of rounds ago, but you think about these map-changing moments, these series-defining instances. It's often multi-kill rounds, and it's often things like this.
Yeah. From the top. No one looking at him. He puts his Viper walls up at the most opportune times.
적군이 1명 남았습니다.
And then he hits shots
Ham
like
Yong
that.
Ham
That's
Smida.
crazy. to be IGLing, to be the forefront of your squad at the same time, that is so hard to do. But he's one of those IGLs who, like you said, he's been doing it all year long. Such a big part of Gen.G's success this year. Such a big part of their consistency this year. Getting second the first international, and then winning a championship, the second one in Shanghai.
Iko ya?
The level of consistency
si-
hasn't been rivaled
Oke, apa
really
dulu?
in the history of Valorant, but has the potential to get pushed here. Texture once again with the op. Looking for any skin, any blood, and nothing found. Oh my
Waduh,
goodness.
dua
Better
orang
late than never, I
anjing.
guess. He's gonna get a third! Teeing off on Sentinels!
Wah,
Round from Texture, the 4K for Gen.G.
That was unbelievable. He's so quick with it. And now he's the one at the top. That last kill, what was
serius
that?
dia tak ada ketawa-ketawa.
Was he trying
Biasa
to put
main
second
ketawa-ketawa.
there? He ended up killing John, I believe.
The collat, you know, whatever.
Oh
You get
my
lucky, but
goodness.
those last two.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. And that's scary right now if you're Sen. 4 rounds on the defensive side for Gen.G. Texture is here and ready to play, still sitting on that showstopper.
Wow! And now Meteor's joining in on the fun. This is the Gen.G that's terrifying. This is the Gen.G that wins championships.
And I said it, Doug. Gen.G are a team that tends to start off a little bit slow, but when they get warmed up, they're unbelievable.
And yes, this is an eco round, but you know, we talk so much about confidence, we talk so much about momentum and how valuable that is in a game like this.
Apa? Nggak jadi makan. Udah. Itu di situ.
Gone.
Yeah, all of a sudden you have Meteor in the mix of things. We've seen Meteor on this map play Killjoy and just decimate teams by himself. And a
Nembak
hard read,
asap
yeah,
dapat
perfect
2
split
anjir.
control. Getting the third on top of it. What a nice flick.
Following the tracers all the way back.
Nasty
It's just
stuff.
perfect.
Last
So
roundnya
before we
time
hit
out.
the last round of the half, Sentinels will call a timeout of their own to try to slow things down. I think if you're Sen City here, Dre, you've got to find a way to slow down some of this massive swell of momentum that has currently come up from Gen.G. They've won 3 rounds in a row. They've won 4 out of the last 5. And Texture, Munchkin, and Meteor are online in a massive way. And again,
Bentar,
those
aku
were the
ganti
3
YouTube
names that
dulu.
caused the most heartache for Sentinels at the beginning of this
Kenapa
tournament.
kebacanya Genshin ya?
Crazy players that could change the game at any moment.
And I want to take this moment to talk through, you know, the desk talked about it, but I want to mention again the global dominance that Gen.G has had this year. There was that graphic that was flown by the desk. They're 11-2 in their last 13 global matches.
That's obnoxious.
That's asinine. That level of dominance is just absurd. But now they both find themselves
kebaca
again
pada
in a
orang.
position where one of these
Kasian ada yang nyari Genshin malah kemari.
and it was in a way that nobody expected. You talked about this at the beginning of the match. We thought it might be Heretics that was down here, fighting against likely Sentinels, and Gen.G would be the ones kind of cruising all the way to the playoff stage, but I guess that's why you play the game.
Unbelievable stuff from both sides right now. Sentinels were up 5-1, Doug. Gen.G, they brought it all the way back.
And this fight for a main continues to go the way of Gen.G. There's just not a lot that Sentinels can do to fight back.
I mean, that's one way to do it. Latvia gets taken out, but the showstopper,
It was
Ay,
short!
kena.
Nipping at his heels, but not enough to get the kill.
oh my gosh.
John QT continues to dance with Taz, just looking for any sort of moment of respite to reload. Now back to full strength. Continues
Kenapa nggak dari tadi ya main Odinnya ya? Kalau tahu A-nya di push mulu.
Sentinels don't want to let Gen.G come back into this round with a free pick. That's why they're grouping up. They're death balling right now.
And remember, Karen has had this aggressive angle. Many of the defensive rounds that they've played, are they expecting it here?
Even if they are, I mean, it's so tough. He's ahead of this
He's
sniper
so
wall.
far
Oh
ahead,
my
you're right.
gosh. What was that peek from second, though? Instas, and they're just going to run through the door like they have been this entire time.
Perpendicular walls keeping these two teams apart as one of them goes down. Munchkin gets ahead of it. Second on the jump spot, they understand the threat that's on the other side, and now they decide to wait it out. They're beckoning the fight to come to them. Either you wait out the lockdown, or you fight us.
It got
Gets
spammed.
destroyed, and now Texture not able to hold the line, not able to keep up the resistance. The pit invested, Munchkin trying to trace over. Snaps back onto Munchkin, or onto Saucy, excuse me, but Meteor.
Nice.
Sentinels get to 7.
And they needed that one, but is 7 enough, Doug, on a map like Lotus that is attack-sided?
Dapat.
Bisa.
Bisa pasti bisa.
Could be right. Like, it oftentimes comes down to those micro adjustments, pistol rounds even. Clutch plays.
See that peek again from Zekin. All
Through
it
the
took,
one-way. Oh my gosh.
tiniest of glimpses.
Nice
was all
bullet.
it
Oh,
took.
John, wait, look.
Who knows?
I don't know what they were looking
It was
at, but
probably flashing the bundle or something. I don't know. 7-5, the way of Sentinels. We've got an interview standing by with Rob Moore, the CEO of Sentinels, standing by right now. Take it away.
Hello everyone,
Ay,
it's the halftime
di
interview
Korea
with
dia.
Kalo, and I'm joined by Sentinel CEO Mr. Rob Moore. Hi, nice to meet you, Rob.
Thank you so much.
네, 센티널 CEO 럽 모 씨와의 인터뷰 준비해봤습니다. 이제 서울 방문한 게 오늘 처음인지 좀 어떻게 이번 챔스 즐기고 계신지 한번 여쭤보겠습니다. Is this your first time in Seoul? How have you been enjoying the city?
This is my first time in Seoul. I think I've already added 5 pounds eating all the great food here.
이 서울 방문은 처음인데 아마 오고 나서 한 2-3kg는 금방 찐 것 같다고 얘기를 하십니다. 오늘 센티널 경기 초반에 화력이 아주 좋습니다. 좀 이렇게 성장을 잘 해봐서 오늘 멋진 경기 보여주고 있는 센티널 팀은 얼마나 좀 자랑스러운지 한번 여쭤보도록 하겠습니다. You must be proud of how the boys are doing. You know, they started off great. So, how proud are you?
You know, it's been an amazing year, and obviously now this is our 4th time playing Genji. I'm a little surprised. It's the first time I've ever been in a match where everyone is rooting for the other team. And nobody's wearing a Sentinels jersey today, except for Tenz's uncle.
이제 올해 센티널의 성적이 너무 좋았고 그리고 이제 젠지랑 벌써 붙은 게 4번째인데 사실 경기장에 와서 센티널을 응원하는 팀보다 젠지의 관객들로 이렇게 가득 찬 건 또 색다르다고 합니다. 그리고 또 센티널을 응원하고 있는 텐즈의 삼촌분 빼고는 없다고 하네요. 이거는 이제 센티널의 번들 구매. A minute for you. 그럼 저희는 로터스로 돌아가 보겠습니다. Back to Lotus.
Bentar bro, terus kami
lighthearted
sebelah bentar.
you know, whatnot, and fun to listen to Rob for a second there. I think he makes a really good point. Sentinels are in a position that they rarely find themselves in. I mean, yeah, they did at the beginning of the tournament, but the stakes are notably higher here. This is enemy territory that they're playing in front of. When they're often used to looking out to the crowd and seeing a sea of red, it's all black and gold now.
And it's been just blow for blow this entire way through.
Ayo, menang pistol lagi yuk.
Both sides performing at the same amount. You see Texture in second going head to head, same amount of kills. John and Munchkin, same amount of kills. It's poetic. Roll for roll. It's so equal.
Genji on the pistol, they're already farming the orbs into Laki's hands. Perhaps indicative of what's in store. Oh, a little bit of spam, Texture plucked. You know, you keep wondering, and you know, maybe this is kind of the feeling for most fans that are watching, is that I think there are a lot of questions around if and when Sentinels will crumble. When will they kind of fold under the pressure? Will that be the case? Doesn't seem like they're slowing down anytime soon. I will say they are taking a big step back on C this round. Genji have gotten out onto the site, but Sentinels have the numbers advantage. No paranoia to speak of, no smokes, nothing like that, but Tenz has a Sheriff and light armor.
Oh, Zekin also has a sheriff to his name. Oh, but he's gonna get taken out right
Aduh.
here. Proactivity in the post plant. Munchkin getting 2.
Not able to find safe passage, not able to get across. I cleared out now without getting a tag.
Satu lagi.
And now Munchkin left alone, a 1v2. Difficult to win, but possible.
Nice.
Just not the case this time.
Wah, menang pistol udah lama banget.
In their first matchup, that's now 2 for 2.
That was close as well.
Dua, anjir, 2 kali menang pistol, gila.
He had to get an ace to win that pistol round. And
Kemarin waktu zaman kalah-kalah 3-4 match sebelum ini gak pernah menang pistol, anjir. Tiba banget.
Look at the shots. Look at the form that Munchkin is in right now. He wants it bad. in that interview that Sue had with Munchkin and Zelsis, Zelsis said, no, these guys are nervous. Munchkin does not look nervous at all. He was shaking his head the entire way through. Yeah, these pistol rounds haven't been going their way, but all it takes is one Thrifty to get them back on the map, and that's why you see this Vandal. Yep, that's why you see the Vandal heavy armor buy on the side of Texture.
Such an abnormal purchase.
You also have a Marshall on the field for Meteor. It's a 5-man A.
On the attack side of Lotus, no less.
Sentinels are aware now that the Vandal is in full effect.
Ada
That really
Vandal
being
loh.
shot from Texture. So that's why they're playing so cautious. They don't have the gun advantage when you have a Spectre and a Bulldog. Wow, Tether nade.
Achilles was talking about that on the desk and how it seemed like that needed to be a big part of their success on Lotus, and it hasn't really been much to speak of, to be honest.
And do you still opt to clear out that very, very close corner on Zekin after you use that? I guess somebody could have sneaked in.
This cross is crazy, but Saucy was the backup. He was the reinforcements. Paranoia is out. It's going to tag up Zekin as well. It's just buying time. Wow! With the
Kok
nade out,
bisa
still manages
bunuh,
to get
anjing?
one. But Karen on the equalizer. Zelsis now aggressive with the Spectre upgraded in the hands of Munchkin. Can he hold the line? Finding all three!
Down A.
Meteor's Marshall finally besting him.
30 seconds
But
left.
he's now left in 1v2, upgrading to a Vandal. No armor. Challenged
Nice!
in the smoke. Challenged in the map. Sentinels get to 9.
It was a valiant effort from Genji.
Itu
in that
tadi
force buy.
run
And it was
kedua
looking
kan habis
promising.
ceng kan.
But Zelsis, he stepped up huge in that
Apa yang
moment.
beliin Vandal anjir?
That little off angle here in the spray down. He knew he had to do this. If you give them the sight, if they are able to upgrade, all of a sudden your chances of winning are drastically lowered.
Hey,
I mean,
look
they'd
at him.
already
They
lost the
laughing
weapon.
now, buddy.
What a clutch play. And he stands up on top of it, pumping his chest out.
It's a good sign for Sen City. Paranoia out, the spit goes through. Zekin has to take a step back. But with
Nice.
Zelsis intense fighting over his shoulder, it's all safe.
Enemy remaining.
Satu lagi kiri.
Annihilated from the very beginning of the round.
Let's go.
Bodies littering A main. And it's another song of success for Sen City.
It was so hard to make what was going to happen in that moment. Just util for util, shot for shot. It was chaos, pandemonium, but Celsius, he got a kill with the outlaw somehow. And it was just the firing squad set up ready here.
And honestly, this was where Genji did have success.
Bro, I missed
on
my
the
nade and we
previous-
still won.
that was where Genji had success in the first half. They were the ones who dug their heels and they drew the line in the Sand A main.
Itu cuma satu-satu fans yang pakai baju Sentinel tuh. Kilo pamannya Ethan
Nelson
kata
still
tadi.
with that outlaw that you mentioned has his ult to play around.
Kalau aku ada duit datang aku ke sana pakai jersey Sentinel anjir.
And just across the board, just very default stuff right now from Sentinels. Understanding they have the gun advantage. They don't want to give any picks. It's reminiscent of how they were approaching their attack sides. Playing very, very standard and safe.
Yeah, just tempered, I guess, a metered approach, if you will.
And maybe that's what the game plan was going into this matchup.
Sure.
Not giving that much away to Genji, not giving these 1v1 exchanges, not giving the contact approaches, fighting as a unit, using utility. Maybe that's the key. Maybe that was the key.
Aduh, orang B-nya clueless anjir.
This time around.
It's a cheeky angle there. Zelsis is holding.
Mereka nunggu ada yang nge-push ya.
Get threatened, he should be able to get away. Unless he's completely overwhelmed.
This is going to be an A reclear fight.
Satu orang Ten.
He tens out with that paranoia.
Yeah, I think it's just noise that Munchkin is making. And it's just enough of noise. It's just enough of a
30
distraction.
seconds left.
Very nicely done by Genji, but Zelsis still holding the line on the other side. That's now 2 bodies found. The swing of the classic will not betray him.
Nice.
Back-to-back
3 tukar 1.
for the Vibe Merchant himself.
Spam.
Look, that's a near perfection.
Jangan kasih, nggak ada waktu kok.
And now Tether nade. I mean, yeah, the spike gets planted. Oh,
Nice.
doesn't even get planted.
Woi, hampir. Serem
Was
banget.
still really far away and time was really short, but that
Iya
was
sih,
almost,
tensnya jauh
that was
sih
almost a
santai.
Munchkin clip.
And remember, last time these two teams played on Lotus, it was a mirror matchup. It was Madrid. It was 13-7 for Sentinels. Genji ended up banning that in the finals. Keeping it in this time around, thinking that maybe Sentinels are weaker than what they were. A shell.
Let's go, spam. Spam.
But Sen,
Alah,
they
kenapa
get
nggak di
confident
spam
than
tadi?
anybody in the world. That's why they're champions of their own right.
There's some safe pathing out from Texture at the beginning, but Karen was the one who walks away.
Udah sekarat sih satu.
The door's tapped, the honk goes up, no target found, Saucy's dead.
Oh,
Tens,
he's playing this crazy.
he slipped the net.
Oh my gosh.
The Fox is in the den and Meteor is dead.
Satu tukar satu doang tapi.
You've got to realize there's a threat behind him and it's a considerable one. The Paranoia is going to attack both. Karen's now dead. 2 members trapped in tree. Texture's the only one who's still playing backside.
Aduh, kena.
Shots out for Munchkin. Equalizing things at numbers. Elsis with the lockdown. Gonna try to flush him out as Texture's dead. Where do they have to go off this? They have to respect this. They have to give up the space. Nobody on the spike yet. Oh, he's got the line. He can hold it back from there. Zekin's the first to fall. Munchkin dealing with the aggression. Celsius will have to clutch this out on his own. A 1v2, Locky and Munchkin both still have ults to play around. And time's got to be so short.
One enemy remaining.
There's none left. Whew.
It wasn't looking too
Aduh,
good for
tadi
Genji.
Tens lu
In that
kenapa
moment,
nggak balik
they brought
lagi
it back.
masuk aja ya?
Munchkin, he has no fear in these moments. He came here ready to play.
Satu orang doang dia
The
dapatnya.
playmaker of their team right now. Yeah, Texture
Tapi
had that beautiful
NT.
entry, but the impact that Munchkin is getting with some of these frags and trades, it's been crazy. And Lakia, who's been quiet, he stepped up big in his own right here. Picking the perfect timing to get Zek in there.
Well, it's all off of, it was all off of Munchkin's position and his timing that you mentioned just a couple of moments ago. He had that line from Broken Door. He was able to drop the spit. And again, the double swing out from them was perfect. So Genji, stay alive, get to 6. An op in the hands of Zekin, and an aggressive line taken with Zelsis close by.
And Genji now have 4 ultimates of their own to work with. Meteor, he's creeping up slowly, 3 orbs until he gets his.
I think the question on my mind here is how far up do the rest of Sentinels go here? How
Sumpah,
far
majuin C-nya dah.
do they dare to challenge? How much space do they venture towards?
It's all a bait setup on C, but that deep alarm bot, that should be heard from Zelsis.
Kelihatan kan?
But they're not reading into it. Last time around, we saw Sentinels use that same alarm bot. They ended B.
They're committing to this.
Showstopper committed.
The B site is empty, but they've popped the from 2 ults and the Paranoia out.
Oh,
Nice.
Zekin just stole that one away, opening the door himself.
The spike does go down though. No ults on the side of Sentinels.
And that this Meteor fallen, so that gives Zelsis this timing.
The smoke keeping them apart. 2 targets found, only 1 claimed.
Aduh.
Munchkin, who was so far up at the very beginning, still playing out towards stairs.
Nice. Aduh, takut banget aku. Soalnya lagi gerak tadi itu, serem banget.
And Ob still in the hands of Zekin. A difficult weapon to pull this off with.
He's got to be the one that gets on the spike, allow his teammates with the rifles.
I don't know if he has
to
the tools
stick.
for this.
He's got to hit the shot here.
Aaron's the first to fall. Texture's by himself.
Nice.
Hits the shot, the defuse comes
12.
Sentinels get to
12.
We said it against FPX. Zekin looked amazing with that operator. And he's continuing that onward here. He's sitting at 20 kills. He opens the door. Takes his own peek here. And it's against Meteor. Of all players.
And you're right, you
enemy
mentioned it.
remaining.
That's what allowed the timing for Zelsis to crunch up mid.
Yeah. Zelsis was waiting on that alarm bot the entire way through, hoping that somebody would pick off Meteor, allow him to get that timing, and Zekin did just that.
Zach!
Yeah, you know what he said.
I don't know if any of you are lip readers out there, but there were
You
strong words of
fucking
encouragement. towards his
beast,
teammate.
katanya.
He said, I love you so heckin' much for
Yeah, that's
taking out Meteor.
That's exactly what that was. Genji call a timeout in the waning moments of this first map. A best of 3 with elimination written all over the walls. The end of the year for one of these 2 squads. Hopes and dreams of lifting hardware end today.
And when you were looking at this map pool, you knew Sentinels had to win this Lotus map. If not, you're going against Genji on Icebox, Haven. Maps that Sentinels haven't really looked that great on.
No, I mean, Icebox was their perma for for forever. It's been a while.
They haven't played it since March.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Who knows what they have prepared there, but opting to ban out Ascent, which makes sense. Gen.G, the best team in the world on the map, so I get it.
Yeah.
But you're right, they had to win Lotus.
Icebox bisa itu menang.
And I mean,
Yakin aku sama Zekken kok.
Not by any means.
but so far it seems like Sentinels are managing to make
Harus
good
menang
on
mereka
what they set
pokoknya 2-0 dah. Cepat aku nonton gak
Found
apa-apa
to figure
udah.
out here, though. Gen.G with 2 ults.
Oh, so much info gathered from that fade.
Beautiful eye.
Mereka Iko nih ya kali kalah lagi.
You're getting a little bit proactive here. The Prowler doesn't tag, Zekken doesn't either.
Yeah, and Zekken's gonna have to move now. Get off of that B site. We saw them do this last time around against FPX. He takes a pick front B, goes towards stairs. He has the alarm bot there for protection.
And remember, Munchkin was right up on this in the previous round. The turret, the first thing that's cleared, you saw the 2 mollies.
Such cool protocols right now from Sentinels. So many different layers to this approach.
Yeah, but I really like this from Gen.G though. I mean, they're
Mereka
methodically
kebe.
removing all of the traps and all of the little passive information gathering tools that Sentinels have.
Very high level stuff right now. That's a free B site because of all that.
And yeah, it costs
Terus
them a
masih
paranoia,
di C
yeah, it
tuh
costs them a
tengok
little
tuh.
bit of time, but they gladly give
Santai
that up
deh
in
di
exchange
C.
for the site.
Viper's Pit invested as well.
With a molly on it.
Yeah, exactly. Texture's gonna play ahead of it. It's looking pretty good right now for Gen.G Sentinels. What kind of retake do they have cooked up?
Careful here on the crunch. Tens has a paranoia. Karen's gonna be the first to fall. The first smoke comes through, the tap of the door, and there's the flash. Is there anything behind it? Texture's the only one who I believe didn't get tagged, and he's still up on the pit, like you mentioned. Concealed in the green goo. The spam
Nice.
comes through, Meteor's dead. How much more can he find? Oh, no, disaster again for Sentinels. As
Waduh,
obliterates them.
dapat 4 dia. Gak ketahuan posisinya.
What in the hell was that from Texture? He was sitting in that smoke, fearful of his life. He didn't move an inch. He was stone cold. Everybody whizzing past him. He didn't move the whole time. He was crouched here. The entire retake. And that last flick on his Zekken.
Iya,
Disgusting.
serem banget yang kill keempat tadi tuh. Dia udah
Unbelievable play.
hadap kiri loh. Hadap kanan lagi. Ah, flick deh.
Yeah. The problem is for Gen.G, they're going to have to do it again. The deficit that they're facing is so great.
Satu lagi chain
Valor can be
stopper.
a silly game at times.
Tuh, orang-orang berani main di B.
Of Gen.G has been
Sentinel tadi tak ada ke
really
B
good
tuh.
so far on this attacking side.
Oh, they're investing heavy into this without
Interesting.
real weaponry. Sheriffs and a judge. But they drop the lockdown. Or excuse me, the nightfall. Karen up close. The paranoia's out. Karen's dead. So is Lakia.
Waduh,
Texture and Munchkin, the only two that are up. The pit's been planted, but the guns are not great on the other side. Texture's gonna have to
Aduh.
clutch again. And he's
alah.
8 for Gen.G as they stay
Ah.
alive.
Duluan satu keculik.
It's ridiculous. And a huge investment from Sentinels as well. Saucy using his ultimate. Oh my goodness. Another showstopper online. He just had that 2 rounds ago.
Amonya 4 loh tadi. Ngemis 1 aja. Terembut itu.
The momentum is in full effect right now for Gen.G. They're within 4 rounds of tying this up.
Jangan dikasih panas, nanti susah map keduanya.
Last round is often the hardest. And when you're playing against a team of Gen.G's caliber, it makes sense.
A lot of Odin spam being done in tree. But Texture, oh my gosh, he's not slowing down.
With ult popped, the tether keeps him back. Zekken's got one of his own.
What the
He's gonna have
fuck?
to use it in the next round if we get
What
that
the
far.
fuck?
Doug,
I think they have-
Sentinels are crumbling.
I think they have to save here.
You have to.
Yeah.
What
But
the
even the way these
fuck?
fights are going, it's so
Yang bunuh
one-sided in
Zekken
the way
tadi
of
kenceng
Gen.G.
banget itu.
They're decimating Sentinels in these last couple of rounds. Texture just decided to just wake up and go absolutely nuclear.
Tense aja kalah di one
Gen.G
way-nya.
with full momentum here. I was a little hesitant to say it in the previous round. Because again, there was a lot, they still were a lot of ults on the side of Sentinels. They're still at 12. There's still a pretty big gap here, but I think we're watching every single brick of that wall fall.
And Doug, this is why Gen.G are a championship level team. You can never count them out. They never give up. They're gonna fight till the very end. They're gonna push you like you've never been pushed before. And the way they've won these last 3 rounds, Texture, his performance, it's been off the charts. This is such high level play right now. Oh my goodness, 4 HP, and this kill as well. Unreal.
Reckless abandon on the swing. And it works. 23 and 14 for the Duelist. And it looks like we're due for a Clash A main again.
It's a force.
This could be a mess. I mean, almost everyone is here. Both Paranoias traded. Texture's down. Raid boss falls. And now the ult popped. But it looks like it's a little short. And so both teams refusing to relent on this area of the map.
Nice.
But Zekin
Low dia.
looking to take us high spots.
Satu lagi.
And barring a miracle for Meteor, that's exactly where we're headed. Gen.G decided to take the fight where Sentinels have succeeded this entire half, and it was ill-advised.
Nice.
As Lotus goes the way of Sen City.
Jangan dikasih panas tadi itu, serem banget dah.
What a map so far. If this is what we have in store, this is insane.
Gen.G fought back with ferocious attempts, but it wasn't enough to get him over the finish line. It wasn't enough to close the gap. Texture had heroic moments. Munchkin did too. But the guys on Sen City, they're starting to shoot back as well. We're in for a good one, folks. Icebox on the other side of this break. We'll be right back.
Dapat 1 poin. I wanna be with you. Cuma arigato. Aduh. Bisa yuk menang Genki yuk.
Our elimination match here today. I'm now joined by Sentinel's head coach, Kaplan. Now, the map pool was so interesting. You know, the Icebox was left in there. You guys banned Ascent and then Pig Lotus as well. Are you able to give me any insight as to what the game plan was coming into this map picks and bans?
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to start on a map we were comfortable on. So while they have a great Lotus, we're really feeling it lately. It's just been a home ground for us, so we picked that. And then for the Icebox, instead of Ascent, honestly, it's out of respect to them. Like, they're really good on both maps, and I think Ascent is pretty deep strategically, and it's been a bumpy one for us. We'd rather go to Icebox, where I think it's a simpler, scrappier map. We have a chance to throw them off. They'll probably have prepared to play Ascent, so we'll see how it goes. Planning to win in 3 if we have to, but hopefully we can just close it out here. We've closed it out on Icebox before against them, so.
Iya. Waktu di final kemarin menang lawan Xbox. Menang di Xbox.
Sentinels versus Genji. In this iteration, Sentinels strikes first on Lotus. They pick up the win, but man, let me tell you, Genji had us believing for a minute there that there was a possibility we could be going to overtime. I do want to get some quick thoughts though on that map, because yeah, I mean, you heard Coach Kaplan saying, they know they're good on that map, but it's one that they felt good, very comfortable with, and it showed in the server.
No, it really did, and I mean, excellent prep work here for them. But I mean, we got to see the attempted run back there from the side of Genji, but I felt ultimately there was too much damage dealt early. That was the Genji, those last couple rounds that we were coming into this series kind of expecting to see. So it feels like they started to get locked in, but just not being able to make that a 6-6 half, having that fairly devastating start. Because I mean, 7-5 overall not bad, but given how things had begun, it was a very poor showing.
I mean, to me, I really feel like Sentinels just got a lot more value out of their util usage. And so, yeah, there were some explosive plays on both sides, some hype moments, those things like that, but little things like, for example, Genji's round where they go to B and they use the showstopper and the nightfall. Nothing. And then they go into a post plant and they're not really prepared for the angles and the timing that Sentinels are coming from. So you're going to use those big ults and you can't even convert the round. Things like that, and there was a lot more to it. Like Saucy in particular was doing a great job on the fade, really nailing some important util for the side of Sentinels. Those things really threw Genji off balance versus Sentinels. So that's
like singing the opera.
It really was but these two guys absolutely lit it up. You were seeing some highlights there from Zekken and what he was doing in that game. We were talking about when was Zekken going to be back in form. He definitely is here. It is showing, but Texture as well right there with him. I mean, you can't ask for much more from your aces in those situations, right? Like, Texture's hitting some wild shots. Zekken is opening up the map for his team. I mean, genuinely speaking, Achilleos, like, this was a war between two titans on each side of the field.
No, it really was. And the parity between the players is actually kind of astounding to witness, because at the half, they're both there, 12-8. Only one assist separating them. At the end of the game, they both have pretty much the exact same scoreline. Same amount of kills there at 23, one fewer deaths, 3 less assists for Texture. And then both of them with 5 kills. They both went 5 and 3. These guys were operating on very similar levels. For Texture, though, it was a bit of a run back for him in that second half. Zekken had taken that lead. Texture comes in, overtakes him, and then Zekken's able to capitalize and catch up at the very end.
Yeah, well, you know what, though? Texture was just absolutely on fire in some of these rounds. That takes us to our HyperX Reflex moment of the day. This one, of course, you got Texture, who, look, we're still hoping that Texture gets the ace, but I'll take a collat. I'll take a collat any day of the week.
I mean, you take a collat and you take that flick.
That flick was absurd. I mean, he first picks up the collat onto Zelsis Intense, but then he goes back for more. He's a little hungry. He wants a few more bites of the pie. Finds it there on Saucy and looks again, and he figures, you know what? Let me go ahead and disrespect this fool right here. John QT had to take a lap, had to take a seat. That is exactly what you want to see out of your star player on this team, Paper.
And he had a couple of those moments that could have been that HyperX replay. Hit another 4K in there. And that could have been it too. I mean, he was frying. He was doing everything he could, but the back line behind him, Munchkin played pretty well in that map too. But, surprisingly, Karan and Meteor in particular really were struggling on that. Karan getting caught out a lot in moments that he typically doesn't. And this is kind of one of the things I was talking about, where sometimes you can pick on Karan when he's anchoring a site solo, and you can make him uncomfortable and get those easy first kills, kind of convert rounds off the back of that.
Yeah. Now, of course, this takes us to Icebox. And if you remember history, Icebox was the map that Sentinels closed out against Gen G. But
in
this
Madrid.
is Gen G's pick. We have not seen Sentinels, play this, and when they did, it wasn't that great. They had a few wins.
But that kind of is the same story for Gen G internationally, globally rather, I should say, on Icebox. They're 2-4 across the year, and as Kaplan just mentioned in that interview, this is the map that they were able to close things out. They said, you know what, we haven't ended a series against Gen G with this map before, and it was fairly dominant, 13-6. Regionally, Gen G has been very, very good on Icebox throughout the entirety of the year, but it's still, they've never really had those big, blow people out of the water type performances on that map.
Yeah, other than like towards the end where they
menang ini. Aku yakin Sentinel menang. Entah kenapa aku yakin Sentinel menang map ini. Mari kita lihat. Mari kita lihat.
So Sentinel's throwing a little bit of a difference in there. Saucy going back to his Sova, the classic agent he's so well known for, has such impeccable timings on this. So you never know, man. Sentinels look great right now.
No, they really do. And one of the things that my eyes are very much going to, and somebody that we didn't get to really talk about too much, is Lakia. Was not finding that much impact. Was able to put up a couple of assists. His util was there to try to escort players forward or force Sentinels back. But here with this Gecko, I'm looking for big impact from him, not just in the util usage, but also in his rifling, because he has proven on the global stage, proved it there in Shanghai. This guy still can shoot, but we were not seeing it on Lotus.
And this is a map where he generally thrives. He's really good in the mid to late round about using his util well and finding those clutches, finding those high impact moments when Gen G needs him the most.
Well, the last time these two teams played, it was Gen G with a 2-0 win. Can Sentinels now return the favor to Gen G, or will we be forced to go to a map 3? Let's send it back over to your casters for this one. It's, of course, Doug and Baby Babe for the call.
Thank you so much, GB. Dre, I think one thing that stood out as we were listening to Kaplan talk was the immense amount of respect that he showed towards Gen G. He didn't want to go towards Ascent. He felt like it was a little bit too strategically deep. Wanted to go towards Icebox instead. I think there's a lot that he's showing there. It's like, hey, we know where you're good. We don't want to hit you there, bro.
And it also showed in the server of how Sen approached that entire map in the beginning, right? All the attack, it was, the slow, methodical approach, not trying to give any kills, and the pistol rounds
Intense
what
pasti
stuck out to me. In a
Dia tukang nembak-nembak teman kalau baru mulai game tuh.
That's how evenly matched these teams are, that it comes down to who can hit these shots right here.
Icebox very well. It might be a different story.
Wow.
Couple of sheriff shots already traded and kills found. Texture slips all the way back. But John QT is trying to do a bit of the same, not able to set up shots on the last kill as Gen G manages to get the spike down, manages to get away.
3-3 ya.
Now it's on Sentinels to attempt to retake
Tensa,
this.
he had no clue.
The
mid up udah maju
They have
aja.
the Viper wall, and they have a weakened Texture, a weakened Munchkin. John QT is not much better off. Do they have any lineups? Do they have anything like that? No spits, nothing to speak of. John's not able to stick around. The one Malia that they had, Saucy with 2 big ones. Munchkin left alone. Had the knife, drops down, spots 1. Saucy on the defuse, gonna get it to half. Pauses for the
nice.
Saucy gets 3 and the defuse.
It was blow for blow the entire round.
Benang pistol.
But Saucy just turned up.
And
those
honestly,
sheriff shots were so clean.
And honestly, that was the guy we didn't talk about a ton on Lotus. It was relatively quiet. I mean, yeah, we talked a lot about Texture.
Tak nyangka aku Zekan dapat 1 tadi tukar.
But this Kalo was quiet.
Oh my gosh, him and Lakia both.
Yeah.
This roll for roll, these teams are so evenly matched. But it's another pistol the way of Sentinels. Texture, he will get a Stinger purchased for him from one of his teammates and a light armor invested. Might be the only saving grace.
There is threat here. It's not all safe. Munchkin will fall.
I cannot use that.
But again, it's Texture who can bite back.
Oh, good damage done on the 10s and Saucy. Texture might find the timing here, just like he did on Pistol, but second, he's so ready for it.
And if he continues to be able to get the best of Texture throughout the entire map, that's a really good sign again. But
gila sial banget Zekan.
It's Meteor. If it's not Meteor, it's Munchkin.
It's gonna have to count this sial banget aja.
Saucy looking for the target. Karen's gonna find him.
Jadi 1 lawan 1 anjir.
Late flank. And And as time continues to tick,
Wah, denger lah dia. Oh, enggak.
understanding where he might be coming from. The one problem though is Karen is 10 HP. He's so weak,
Kok
Dre.
jadi 1 lawan 1? Kukira si Sajon sama Zelsis loh.
The sheriff at the right range cannot be too far.
He's gonna flip the map.
I mean, he's got so much time. Taking the scenic route.
There's not gonna be anything to give this away.
Oh, at the perfect range as well, yeah.
Cabut ke B, Zelsis.
Zelsis, he smells something as amok.
Well, the problem is he could be freezing back A main right now. There's no way to know where he's headed.
Yeah, the spike will inevitably be planted.
And now, Zelsis will understand
Spike planted.
that Karen's out. He's planted towards B, and now the gunfight begins. All of these minor pieces, all of these minor movements. And here, Karen taking a step back.
Aduh, lama banget.
As Zelsis continues to push forward, he has a turret, he has an alarm bot. But no real way to utilize either of those.
He's got so much to clear as well.
And I think part of the problem is Karen has no idea where Zelsis is coming from either. So it's a guessing game for both, a 50-50. Karen's on the swing.
Nice!
Can't hit the shot to 10 HP. Was what gives it away at the end.
Nice.
Talk about a
Nice.
grace. Zelsis winning that 1v1.
Aku kira tadi sisa 2 lawan 1. Jonnya mati di mana ya?
Sheriff making
Nggak
it
lihat apa.
extremely costly from the side of Sentinels. These
Ini
shots were
Zekken.
disgusting. Oh,
Dance.
flick. And how does he get this one?
Oh, di situ.
Okay.
Getting shot too. This was big from Zelsis.
Doesn't matter how we did it, it's that we did it, baby.
And the truth is, nobody remembers how things play out at the end, right? I mean, to a degree, he's absolutely right. It doesn't have to be pretty as long as it works.
Absolutely. Now Genji with clear gun advantage. Going into this round, it's another A default. A nice tag from Zekken. Gets a little too greedy, gets taken out by Lakia.
Yeah, swings into way too many. So the weapon will sit up in heaven.
Out of charges.
Genji with no real intentions of the rest of the map. They're all here towards A. Tench trying to get back and stay alive as Lakia is pushed so far already.
He's in a deep mix of things right now. Oh, Hunter's Fury invested.
But there are only sheriffs left. I don't know that it's going to be enough.
Coba aja.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
2 lawan 3. Bikin mahal aja ronde ya.
On John and Saucy.
Can they settle this? Genji are playing so far up here. Munchkin has a knife too.
Dark tags. Oh, can't connect.
Texture 49 HP. As the wall goes down, John QT segmented off. Texture again found success from this very position. Saucy on the reposition.
Satu lagi.
Down to 1. Texture's weak. Can he find it? Down to 1v1. 7 bullets left. Saucy with the sheriff. He gets
Woo!
top and Saucy drops him.
Woo! Nice.
Sentinels with
Wah.
What was that?
Another big round from him.
Gila.
He was investing the Hunter's Fury with such a disadvantage, but they're so confident. At a level like this, it's those crazy plays that make the difference. Unexpected things that happen. And phenomenal execution.
Menang kan? Gak apa-apa, invest aja ultinya tadi.
Saucy showing up in a way that we haven't seen in a really long time to deliver the MasterCard Thrifty. To get
Ayo, Sentinel juga panas ini.
Genji on this weird hobbled by now. They've got a Vandal, a Guardian, light armor.
Kalau di Madrid kemarin si
second so far up, but he's been caught, he's been had, he's been found.
Kalau di Madrid kemarin Sentinel kedua baru ngetek. Pertamanya defense. Iya kayak gini juga.
No, he had no way to help him.
Defense duluan dia. Keduanya attack, aku ingat banget. Tiba-tiba menang anjir.
Maybe a little bit too overconfident, a little too overeager, but a lot of info gathered.
Ke A.
Yeah, that little pixel angle calling the rotate back A. Zelsis will have a lot on his hands. And that knife tagging means the utility's not going to be a part of the equation for a little bit. But in and out behind the wall, finding lethality and getting away.
Tens tadi tahu orangnya ke A, kok dia cabut ke B ya?
They've still gotten out towards the site. Spike should be able to go down. I don't know if there's anything that Sentinels have to deny this. And now the lockdown early.
Yeah, this is going to create chaos for Zelsis, but he's still going for it.
Seems like he's just going to try to get a parting gift, even if he gets the
Wah,
he's got
Allah,
help.
kena.
The problem is, what he doesn't have a ton of his time.
Nice dance.
Meteor's down. Crispy shot out from Tens, and now the rest of the defense starting to creep their way forward. The flash over the wall. Genji giving so much respect and giving so much space here. Again, all of the post-plant utility gone. 2 Vandals in the hands of Genji. Lakia 1 away from having his Thrash online.
Stick aja udah, stick aja.
For the swing, and there it is. Lakia down. Zelsis will get it to half. Munchkin's by himself. Can he stop it? No.
Nice.
City gets a 4.
Wah, dikit lagi kena kepala
These
tadi tuh.
retakes from Sentinels are so good on A site so far. Complete control and patience in the approach.
Bisa ngalahin Genji, bisa, ayo, bisa.
I mean, it was a firing squad that everybody in that post plant had to deal with. Munchkin, had he taken a little bit more of a step out, that spray would have connected, but it just wasn't quite there. And Zelsis, what a big impact kill. A lone warrior on site, dipping out, making it even numbers after a great entry from Texture.
Thrash popped at the beginning of the round, clearing out a little bit of that B-long space. And then the knife, too, confirming where Zekin is. It's actually a really nice combo of utility.
Yeah, just no follow-up from the side of Genji. So
Tak diambil lagi udah.
keep all this info.
Yeah, but I don't think they wanted that. I think they wanted to find where Zekin was and then hit the other side of the map. The problem is that may be part of Sentinel's plan. They've got so much more utility out towards A, but it's all been cleared. It's all been recalled back.
Cool.
Texture finding high ground, but not finding a kill. And so they've gotten out onto A. They should be able to get the spike down. I thought it might go over to Karam because he was one away from the pit, but it's Munchkin who sinks the spike into the soil of the site. Knife out. Understanding there is a little bit of presence. Zelsis further up, but the rest of Sentinels not far off behind him. Again, these post plants that you mentioned, they've been so effective for Sentinels, but they're at a numbers disadvantage here. Can they
Nice!
get it again?
Oh my goodness.
That's such an aggressive lockdown. They've got to fight it. I don't think they can hold this back. JunQT has already gotten it to half. Tens pushing forward. Just the threat. Just the
Nice!
distraction. Getting the kill too. Lucky and Karen left
Nice!
alone. And it's another round
Gila.
of Sentinels.
Tadi apa banget, serem banget anjir.
Need I
Mau
say
mana?
more?
Lu lihat tadi nggak dia pakai benteng.
That's 5 diffuses, 5 spikes being planted for Genji.
Nih lihat ya.
Conversion.
Alah,
And
nih.
they're trying to swing together, but that aggressive lockdown, it created too much chaos. It creates a
Bro.
disconnect.
My brain is completely off right now.
That's him with brain off. I mean, I guess
He doesn't really need it on when he's just playing A.
Maksud si Dance tadi
swinging out 410.
dia udah nggak main strategi, main hantam aja, itu maksud Dance tadi.
It's slipping away right now for Genji.
Jadi dia katanya kan my brain
I'm very curious to see what things
off
look like
katanya
on the
kan.
other side of this timeout.
Jadi maksudnya dia nggak
Because you think
mikirin
about
ini bakal di sini,
how
sini bakal
effective
sini.
they've been on the other
Gimana
side
sih ya?
timeouts throughout really the entire year.
Ngejelasinnya?
I mean, this is not an area that they're unfamiliar
Ya
with
kayak
as far
main
as
gak
trying
pakai
to
brain
figure
aja
out
udah
combination,
main
as far as trying to change the tides in positions like
tembak
this.
aja
I
Fukusaim.
think the one problem is
Itu maksudnya.
this might be the most important timeout Genji will call all year. This might be the most important timeout of the year for them.
It is. And on the last map, that timeout brought them back into things. It got them back in the mix, gave them a chance, brought it to 13-9. They need to convert around. They're doing a great job of getting the spike planted, but it's the post plants that have been faltered. A disconnect sometimes, Meteor playing too far up. Ten's getting a free pick on him. Then the numbers advantage sways the way of Sentinels. Maybe they all need to fight back sight together as a unit and be cohesive in the post plant.
Again, heavy presence towards A. Karen has his ult. Munchkin 2 away from his.
Another A hit. They understand that they've been getting the spike planted, like I said.
Yeah.
But this time, a change of pace though. It's a flood. Oh my gosh, they're not ready for it, Doug.
Ten's ahead of the play. He really might be praying off, but it seems to be working.
Kan dibilang tadi, dia main asal
I mean,
gitu.
they just continue to crumble. It's just Texture and Munchkin left. You were just talking about how this has been successful for them.
Dapat
If
kaki.
you think about the equation for Gen G, this part has been fine. They've been able to get into post-plant positions, but they lose the post-plants. This time, all of the resistance
Hati-hati, hati-hati, santai.
It's not over yet though. The wraparound from Texture. He's
Aduh.
got 3 to the round.
He's going to have to win with 2, though.
Satu.
The ever-elusive Ace will have to deliver here if he wants to get Gen G on the board. He's getting it down to 1!
Aduh kan.
An Ace at the best possible time!
Ah.
Gen G are on the board!
And he's the guy you want stepping up in moments like this.
Ente dah.
Runner, the forefront.
Dapat S dia.
He's been getting entries
Akhirnya dapat
all
S.
map long. But an
S-nya
Ace
selalu
from
di
your
sampah
star duelist,
terus.
That could be what turns the tide.
Tuh seneng
All
banget
of a
aja.
sudden the team has energy and life in them. But can you string more rounds together? Because you absolutely have to.
Soalnya S-nya di sampah mulu. Aku
This time a bit of a different look
Aku
for as much
nonton
as they've been
Genki terus
slamming
kok.
their heads into the wall of A.
lawan Heretic kemarin nonton.
And look at this lineup from Zekin. Far up, inserted, with op in hand.
An adaptation made. He was upping B the last 3 rounds.
Op ini.
This time he wants in the mix. He wants in the action. He wants to take out Texture, who just got that ace. But he's going to have to deal with a lot here, and it looks like Gen G have a...
He's had a hot
notion,
hand. But he's going to get flashed off of this first line, holding the next, almost landing the shot. Sasi understanding Texture so far up already. A second switches to the classic, tries to get away, and Texture hunts him down!
Aduh.
2 kills found! Tenzo trying to punch back, grabs the op. Can he wield it the same way?
Tak bisa
This one's just
dijagain
too hard,
tadi.
Doug. Surely, with the Viper's Pit invested, one player tries to save the operator, but they have a lot of time to work with. Maybe Spam can get you a pick.
And they've got money.
Oh, a little bit of a chip damage right there.
Make a play.
Oh,
Traded right back.
Alah.
The Tens falls
Yeah,
off
that's
once
it.
again, hits the ground.
Sipping,
Truly, they just
sipping,
keep ending
sipping.
up and
Tak
get
bisa.
away. Gen G will get their second, and again, it wasn't an ace, but it was Texture setting the pace.
He's so explosive. in these
Dikejar
moments.
dia Zekin tadi miss.
And in a lot of ways, Dre, this feels really reminiscent to what we saw in Lotus.
Begitu kompetitifnya aja.
Yeah, after a
Sekali
timeout.
buat salah, lu dikejar abis kalah Ron. Kalau di rank mah nggak ada begituannya.
And it seems like they're doing it again.
I mean, he dashed onto Zekin after Zekin whipped that off shot. He just ran him down. And then this time around, the Viper's Pit made it easy to isolate fights. Saw Zelsis dropping there. Texture has his second round of Jet 9.
Tak ada yang jaga A dalam.
11
Oh,
and
udah
5 from the
jaga.
star.
Kukira bakal
What a
dilepas.
performance.
Soalnya susah banget defense A itu.
Another AD fall.
But this time with a little bit of mid presence. We haven't seen them do this.
They will be matched by a turret.
Remember, they've been throwing the Smolly over the top 2 to clear it. I'm surprised they didn't try that here. It doesn't matter. Zelsis is dead.
Yeah, everyone was isolated. There's 3 members of Sentinels towards B. This is a perfect call from Gen G.
Yeah, you got to be careful here, though. These gunfights are hard to win. A little bit of damage was dealt, yes. But you still have some mid-presence, and Meteor beautifully escapes. He tries to get away. John QT has to clear this. And there was no safe space.
Aduh, jadi
That's a
berat.
gorgeous call from Gen G.
That was unreal. What a beautiful, beautiful set play. The walk through mid.
Nice.
They have to save again.
Yeah. Momentum now the way of Gen G. At what point do Sentinels call their own timeout?
It's got to be soon.
Aduh, OP kurang.
Oh my
Kurang
goodness.
kepake, mereka nggak ada
Gen
kebe.
G will get to 3. And again, I think it's a lot of the dynamic rounds that we've seen from the attack on the other side of Texture's ace have been splendid.
Yep. And now if you're Sentinels, you're worried about mid for the rest of the game. Is another split going to happen when they're doing their A default in the beginning? It opens up the map for the attacking side. You're able to be rent-free in the mind of Sentinels.
Yeah, and I realize now is Sentinels will call a timeout. Give us a moment to discuss things. I was questioning the moment. They've been dropping that molly to clear out the turret. Clear out that turret, and then the surprise is given away, right? Like, they tucked in the smoke. That was such a beautiful call.
Very high IQ play. You're 100% right. If that turret gets broken early on,
somebody
Sentinels has to pick it up.
Exactly.
You shift over a player at B. Them not breaking that turret at the timing they did, as that A hit is coming through. There's still 3 players towards B. I mean, that's a wonderful call from Munchkin. He may be sitting at 1 kill, but his calling right now is phenomenal. And what a comeback into this half off the ace of Texture.
Very similar to what we saw in Lotus. 2 rounds now between these 2 Titans.
It's kind of insane, like Sentinels, with the way that they won all of those rounds in the retake scenarios and whatnot, their economy has lasted 4 rounds. It's the 4th round, they still have money. But right here, it will be broken if Genji can win this round. Finally put Sen on an eco, perhaps. Such an uphill battle that Genji had to climb. And they're just 1 step away.
Gak ada majuin B dia dari tadi.
Or close to it.
Dari awal game ini mulai nggak ada ke B deh. Cuman sekali waktu 1v1 tadi.
You're absolutely right.
Rent free. Absolutely rent free.
Zekin holding B line with the op.
Ini jaga B, jaga tengah 2, jaga A 2.
Approach this round.
Yeah. And this is Munchkin's highlight of IGLing. His changes of pace.
Kirim tekstur sendirian.
The pace in the first 5 rounds, it was A hit, A hit, A hit, A hit, A hit. Now a very, very slow approach. But there's 4 members of Sen here, and that Viper's Pit is infested as well. You kind of have to flip sight in this moment.
They're not committing to this.
Oh,
they are now. That's going to flush out the pit. Or at least attempt to. Meanwhile, that dart tagging a couple of people. A really good idea of what's waiting
Berapa tuh?
30 seconds left. The
2.
spike's still not down. They realize that, I mean, the vast majority of the defenses are here. If they decide that they're going to go up any bit further, it's going to be with the fight. Texture still alive.
Aduh.
Still fragging. He's so far back. You're absolutely right. Locky is tucked. Just waiting on the other side of the pit, waiting for his moment to strike.
Nice.
John finds him. That was the trap the entire time. They still have this pit up. They're still going to have to find a way around it. Zels is falling. Zekin 2. Can John 1v3? I don't know if there's enough time for this anyway. The tap, the spam. The 4th round for Genji.
That is an unbelievable round to win for Genji. Sentinels did so many things to make it hard on Genji to win that round.
Borderline impossible.
Gak laku OP-nya anjir.
Everything was leading the way of Sentinels, delaying that spike being planted. But Lakia, he may be sitting at 1 kill, but sneaking through there, getting the spike planted with Wingman was everything. Taking all that space back sight, it gives his team the information that John's not playing in the Viper's Pit. No one was there. And it's such a risky play, but you gotta make those in times like this.
Baru ke B dia. Udah miskin kan, baru ke B.
And look, it's been A, so many rounds from Genji. Now they throw a B hit in.
The dart from the defense already clearing out back A. They've got a lot of space too. The alarm bot's going to give the position away. They've got to understand that the timing window to hit B is now. Texture's already dashed back sight. Karon not far off.
Mati satu.
Traded 1-for-1. The fadeaway Molly finding value for Zelsis. But Locky is still there.
Yeah, and so much space gathered as well on this A site.
I mean, they were just so decisive on
Nice, Zekin.
But Texture down. Locky swinging back side.
Nice,
only
Dan.
finding one. But a valuable one at that.
Waduh.
Now 2v2. Tens and Sasi. Sasi, who was heroic in these first couple of rounds, but has since gone quiet. Looking to deliver again against Munchkin and Meteor.
He's in such a good spot right now. He might get double swung though.
There's no way anybody clears this, not in a position like that. Beautiful positioning for Meteor. Sasi tapping down to 1. 6 bullets left. Munchkin's Molly's gonna buy some time, and that might be all he needs. As the clock continues to tick away, the spike continues to go off. It will expire. As Genji has tied us up at 5. Unreal.
What was it that Zelsis said? Doesn't matter how you win, we won it. And their economy is flourishing. So they're
Tapi ikut
chilling
aja
with that
tadi.
win. What a great timing to go B though. Identifying that Sentinels have a bad economy. They finally broke it. They finally reached that summit, like you said. And they take fights, these long-range fights towards B. They didn't expect the likes of the Vandal of Zekken in the beginning, and it being picked up from Tens as well. But it makes a lot of sense, this approach from Genji.
Sentinels have bought into this again. Light armor and 5 rifles. The Thrash clears so much space.
They're able to pick that one up as well.
Yeah, but the defense is starting to attempt to bolster this site. No targets found. The spit out first. Texture being down is a big one. Sasi also striking. And they've thrown Genji into disarray. The 3 remaining members have to take a step back towards long. Tens on the swing. And it's a threat. It's a tap. It's a bait. They've got to do something to try to dissuade and try to distract some of what Sentinels are trying to do here. But they've been pushed so far back. Genji cannot find an opening. They cannot find a way.
75 yuk.
Sentinels punch back.
The B retake is something we haven't
Aku
seen
yakin
from
menang
Sentinel in
Sentinel.
this half.
Gak tahu kenapa.
And they look
Dia
damn
kan
good
lagi
at it,
panas
just like
ini.
they did today.
Dia gak ngapa-ngapain di first half ini. OP-nya gak laku.
Really surprised.
And if you look at the timeline, it's only been retake wins from Sentinels. Spike diffuses across the board. And it's because they're not giving those long-range fights right away. They're waiting for teammates to group up.
Let's get 7.
Waiting for
Let's
Genji
get 7.
to fight.
Let's go.
And Sentinels, they're wishing for a 7th round here. 2 big ultimates online for them. Lockdown, Hunter's Fury.
To close out the first half of Icebox, Texture popped his blades.
And right now, Genji, all signs leading towards another B default. But Sen aren't buying it. They hear that jet smoke. Zekken, he's been kind of quiet since last map.
Yeah.
Iyalah dia pakai OP tadi nggak laku OP-nya, dihindari mulu. OP di B dia lari ke A. OP di A dia ke B.
Sentinels should know that. That might be a free kill. It's just so tough to land that on the Jets.
Woo!
Finds Lakia.
Aduh.
There's still a lot of threat for
Kalau bisa sih aku request Meteor sih yang dibunuh aja.
Meteor
Nah.
swinging into his death. I thought he had the timing on him, but he did not. Munchkin cannot
Nice.
do it on his own.
Woo!
Second ask for it. Sentinels get 7.
Not taking the bait, holding their ground at A that entire round.
Menang pistol yuk, menang pistol bisa yuk.
Taking the fight to Genji this time. What a change of pace at the very last round of the half.
But again, the exact same story that we saw on Lotus. It was Sentinels until it was Genji, and then it was 7-5 to take us to halftime. We'll see how Icebox closes out.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Si Lakia lagi halo tes. Si Lakia lagi bau itu. Makanya tadi pas Sasi ulti aku berharap yang dapat tuh Meteor. Jadi si Lakia hidup, dia lagi bau kan ngeringanin, tapi menang roundnya udah.
Two rounds separating these two squads. Elimination on the line. We've talked about the stakes and we're going to talk about them again.
Molly di Sentinel berapa?
For both of these squads.
Ada 1, 2, 3. Ada tiga agen yang bisa molly. Bisa ini?
And not only making the playoffs, but probably being a favorite going into playoffs as well. Both these teams champions of their own right this year. Sentinels, Madrid winners, Genji, Shanghai winners.
The only two teams to have tasted international glory in 2024.
It's poetic.
Sentinels have the lead, but we know Genji.
Jalsis beli apa lo?
Doug,
Beli
Genji desperately need a pistol round win in this series.
Eagle.
It might be just what takes them over the edge. And what an entry from Texture.
What a beautiful setup. The flash, the dart, everything was there, and Zelsis is dead.
He's going for more, Doug.
Sentinels deciding that they still want to try to hit this site with Zekin up close. Munchkin getting the best of 10s, but Texture
nice.
only finding another. They're weak.
2 lawan 2.
22 HP on Zekin.
Bisa ini. Cabut Zekin.
For Genji, there's a lot of time left in this round. They can slow things down. They can quietly instill all, well, that wasn't quiet. Instill all the doubt into the minds of Genji.
Kenapa gak dikasih sasi aja itu? Apa Deagle anjir? Deagle dia serem banget.
Play together, push together.
Ambil. Ya gak dia ambil lagi.
They want to find the timing. They want to capitalize on it. Attempting to clear out any utility that might have been there, and there is none because Meteor went for Sheriff. No armor.
And that dart will be seen on the mini-map from the side of Genji, so now they have a good idea. They're able to get a little bit more ahead. And remember, Zekin sitting low.
Yeah, Sasi's got to be careful here. He's the healthy one. He finds his one. But can the rookie deliver for Genji? Oh, he spotted the cape, betraying him twice.
I think he saw him. I think Sasi also saw him. Zekin turned instantly around.
Karen's having to accelerate here in a 1v2. Again, both targets weak. A stiff breeze will drop him.
Nice.
That's now 4 pistols in a row.
Nice.
The way of Sentinels.
And last time around, Doug, Sasi was on the Gecko. This time, he's on Sova. He's known for it. And he looks so comfortable. He's 14-7, and his pistol round impact has been impeccable. That trade, by the way, of Zekin.
Iya, Zekin tadi yang menangin tuh.
That was so much impact right there.
Ayo, dikit lagi menang. Dikit lagi.
To connect a headshot in a
Genji
moment
balik.
like 180. Insane.
To go from winning 1 pistol to winning all 4. I mean, what a drastic change. Zekin's gonna get gooped, Texture's gonna get aggressive, but it's a Guardian shoved down his throat. The gun difference here for Sentinel, so nice.
Nice!
There's really no way for Genji to put up a resistance. They don't have the weaponry. They don't have the health. They don't have the personnel. Karen's gonna get his one, but again, Sentinels get to 9.
Like in Madrid, baby. Let's go.
It was a great flash from Lakia.
Batuk tadi tuh, apa tuh?
Dropping the smoke on himself. Everybody else, the supporting cast of Sentinels just spamming away, understanding that there's only one way Zekin dies in that moment. And it's Texture walking into that smoke. It's a pretty healthy buy right now from Sen. They didn't drop any rifles.
Iya.
Or any Spectres that they bought into the round.
Bisakah menang bonus? Aduh, main mid. Aku suka nggak suka sih main mid tuh.
Pacey take across the middle of the map. Every single member with crosshairs trained there too. Look at that, a 1-for-1. Zelsis takes a step back. You see the pings on the minimap. He's spotted here. This is a dangerous fight.
4 members.
Waduh, 3 orang di midnya.
That's full information relayed.
Texture so weak, but he somehow stays alive.
Alah.
Cleans up 10
Nice.
before he even hits the ground. But of course, it's Saucy. Who else? He's been so steady. He's been so stalwart. He's
Ah!
been so successful here. And on the international stage again, trying to...
Wah, aku paling takut sama Meteor nih. Tukang clutch ini. Let's go!
Saucy has been lights out this entire map. We keep praising
Manang bonus, bro!
17-7 is absurd.
And he almost has another Hunter's Fury.
Let's go, Zed.
Texture, he just couldn't settle those shots on the Zelsis right away. It brought him low enough.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, the smirk and the wink. The guy knows what he's doing, man. 3 in a row for
Jangan kasih Obri eye nih.
Genji, remember they found success in this exact same play, but this time cautious
Low
now.
banget tuh dibuat.
56 HP. He's got a rifle. One of only 2 that are standing up is Lakia. Gets aggressive, finds his one. They're dealing a lot of damage here, but as soon as there's a window for Genji,
Let's go, second.
Sentinels slam it.
Aduh, aku takut, sumpah. Aku paling takut sama Meteor, anjing.
Can he be a spark? Can he be magic?
Nice.
Targets found.
2 lagi.
Zekin gets 3 as Sentinels get to 11. And the light slow.
Persis kayak gini di Madrid. Genji nggak bisa defense sama sekali.
Putting on Genji in this attack half. It's been so quick. It's like the
Apalagi Sentinel udah megang satu map.
But the difference is
Pasti tegang banget itu.
full retake style. Genji on their defense are trying to fight Sentinels and it's just not
Aku
going their
kalau
way.
Genji lawan tim lain aku megang Genji. Tapi kalau back lawan Sentinel aku dari dulu fans Sentinel aja. Dari rosternya masih Shazam.
Texture has an op this time, and that's exactly where they're headed. That tag is going to get 2. Munchkin gets his 1 though.
Waduh.
Lakia trying to stay alive, has to take a step back as John looks to settle the shots. And it's
Waduh.
Can Texture claw them back into this? It's Zelsis left alone, a 1v3. Lakia's weak, yes.
Kenapa Tensei maju sampai kayak gitu tadi ya?
And he's outnumbered here. Meteor gets to 3 as Genji gets 6.
Tensei maju lagi blind diri sendiri ya?
From Saucy in the beginning of that round, getting a collat tag.
I thought he was going to get 2 there.
Yeah, right. But the movement, the finesse and backside.
Padahal yang keculik duluan apa lo?
Finding a window of opportunity, Lakia seeing a
Bisa
barrel.
tahu di atas anjir.
Something.
I didn't think it was a barrel. It might have just been the effects of the gun.
Tuh Tensei sampai ke depan loh. Ngepushnya.
I think that's the question now, right? Is who's going to step up for Genji? In that round, it was Meteor. Texture still has the op.
Deploying drone.
And a different look from Sentinels. It's been all A, all day. Drone will get a tag. Saucy is truly in a flow state right now.
Kok nampak dia tadi ya?
They didn't even see him.
Dia nggak lihat kan?
Including Texture and his op.
Hilangin dulu dashnya, dulu. Nah, udah nggak ada dash.
Hunting for it, but it looks like Sen have something cooked up. A little pop flash play, perhaps.
Will he find a target? He's taken the line. Nothing found yet.
Look at this from Sen.
This freeze is crazy, but the problem is they're on the clock. You can't stay in this state forever.
Look at the mini map. Just biding their time. It's a free B site right now.
Second with a massive shot. The op is down.
Gila, langsung hitung semua itu. 1, 2, 3, pick.
Rotating back B, and there it is. The first popped. Saucy managing to get the spike down though as Tens. Back sight, plucking one down, trying to turn the flash, succeeds, but dies. Now numbers still the way of Sentinels. With the spike down, John QT looks to get away.
Untung gak mati anjir.
Shots, his threats as Lakia falls. Munchkin on his own, a 1v3.
What the fuck?
Down to 1.
1v1.
A 1v1. Can Munchkin deliver? Perhaps the biggest 1v1 of his career. The tap, there, the swing.
No.
But Zelsis walks out on top. Sentinels get the series point.
Let's go!
He wasn't kidding.
Sumpah, kayak orang gila aku teriak-teriak di kamar sendirian.
That's exactly where they're at now.
Hype banget aku kalau nonton Sentinel, apalagi lawannya keras. Apalagi mereka mainnya bagus. Kalau mereka mainnya bagus, aku semangat banget aja.
What a freeze though from the side of Sen. It made two members that were supporting Texture in that moment rotate all the way back into A site. No info was gathered towards B. The spots that Sentinels were hiding at. The operator doesn't get value in that moment.
Aduh, kasihan aku lihat apa tuh tekstur.
It's very common for teams to leave a solo operator posted on that B line.
Berat itu punggungnya anjir.
That was their demise. And this might be the last time out.
Mereka nggak boleh ngelakuin kesalahan satupun kesalahan selama 6 round. Itu untuk ke OT. Di OT harus menang. Mereka udah ketinggalan 1 map. Gimana? Pernah ada tim yang bisa balikin, tapi sekarang mentalnya itu udah berat gitu loh. Gak tahu dah. Coba lihat. Bisa nggak Jekken nutup ini? Aku ngarepin Jekken nutup ini bisa. Lihat berapa ulti Sentinel megang? 4.
4 of 5 the way of Sentinels. They've got everything they could possibly want. Remember,
mereka harus bisa nutup ini.
They got to the 1-yard line and then Genji put together a ferocious comeback, but it wasn't enough. Can they do it again? And can they close out the map here?
Sentinels are wise to something.
Yeah, the dizzy going up. They know.
And you can't recover that either, Doug.
Exactly. That's not a dizzy. They're going to be able to scoot back up.
Sentinels understood that they're at match point right now. It's elimination for Genji. Players get desperate at a time like this. They want to force things, make things happen. That's why you see a red wall across the board. Nobody has really pushed past the barrier.
That desperation can be a fine line though.
I mean, look at the
mereka 2 orang Iko. Maskin sama Meteor Iko. Megang Deagle sama pistol. Lakia megang pistol.
The hour has struck. Can he arrive? No.
Gak bisa nutup. Ada ulti Tense. Mereka harus nutup di sini. Tense, ayo Tense, tutup Tense.
Hopes and dreams of a year potentially falling short right now. Yes, they raised the trophy in Shanghai.
Please, no mistake, please. Please, no mistake. 2 orang lagi.
Locky and Munchkin doing their best to keep this thing up, to keep it competitive.
1 orang lagi.
Every single member.
Let's go!
Tonight, Soul burns red. Sentinels survive.
Let's go!
It feels like Sen always take the hard route, Doug. And this one was really, really tough. What a fight from Genji.
Soalnya banyak orang apa? Gimana ngomongnya? Banyak yang remehin Sentinel. Emang 4 match sebelumnya jelek banget mainnya. Seneng banget aku mereka lolos.
Bested by Sentinels again. The only 2 teams that have tasted international glory this year. But it's Sentinels who come out on top. Nothing but love between the 2 players, between the 2 squads, as you can see on your screens.
A lot of respect.
Oh, a ton. From the coaching staff to the players, from top to bottom. You can always count on Zelsa's dad. Let me give you a moment. What a performance, man.
It was ridiculous. We said it in the last match against FPX. Once this team gets momentum, they're full steam forward, full train ahead. They're an unbelievably rehearsed squad.
Well, and the thing is, I think for Sentinels, as you think
Habis
about
ini dia main
stage
apa?
2 and you think about playoffs,
Fnatic ya?
most of stage 2 we thought, okay, Sentinels are peaking.
Nonton nggak ya? Itu
They're
keras
gonna
banget
head
tuh
into
matchnya.
champs and they're gonna head into champs strong, confident. They have a chance to make a run, but
Udah
they hit a
lihat.
couple of stumbling blocks along the way, and we thought, okay, what team is showing up in Seoul?
Fnatic Crew kan?
Is it gonna be the
Ini
stage
keras
2
banget ini
team, or
matchnya.
is it gonna be the playoffs
Aku
team?
pengen nonton sih.
Struggled, that stumbled, that
Tapi aku
in a
masih
lot
ada
of ways
stamina gak buat nonton ya?
failed to meet the
Aku
expectations.
udah teriak-teriak anjir.
This is the Sentinels from Madrid. This is the Sentinels from stage 2.
And it's all going back to comfortability, going back to their old composition, playing what they know, the tried and true. They look phenomenal in these moments. That was such a big moment from Texture. That ace, it almost brought them all back. Definitely brought back the half.
But it just wasn't enough.
No.
They got pushed. The score does not tell the whole story, man.
And it's just tough as well for Gen G, not winning a single pistol round. That first map truly came down to that. A 13-9.
You don't win against the best in the world when you struggle on pistols that much. Sentinels saw that the first time they played. They made the adjustments that they needed, and you mentioned it was the difference maker on the first, and that closes out the series for them. We're going to throw it down to Zekin, who's standing by on the stage for the Verizon post-match.
Salah pencet, ya Allah, salah tekan aku.
Hello everyone, I'm joined by Sentinel Zekin. Congratulations on your win, Zekin.
Thank you.
센티넬의 제켄 선수 인터뷰 만나보겠습니다. 젠지와의 두 번째 경기였는데 이번에 센티넬이 승리를 하게 됐습니다. 오늘 경기 승리 소감부터 들어보도록 하겠습니다. This was your second game against Genji and you took it home this time. How was it the second time around?
It was amazing. Thankfully, we got it pretty clean, 2-0 instead of a 5-map series, but we're just really happy to get the win.
오늘 아주 깔끔한 2대0 경기를 가져가게 돼서 너무 좋고요. 사실 다섯 번째 맵까지 뭔가 5게임을 하게 될 거라고 예상했지만 생각보다 빨리 끝나서 기분이 좋다고 하네요. 중요한 순간마다 만나는 젠지, 그리고 젠지의 아이스박스 이전에 만난 적이 있지만 그때보다 계속해서 촘촘해지고 있었던 아이스박스였는데 오늘 맵픽 보고 좀 어떤 식으로 접근을 해서 승리를 가져가게 된 건지 물어보도록 하겠습니다. You know, you've met Genji on Icebox and they've been improving. Like their Icebox is known to be flawless. But so when you saw the map pick today, what was your game plan?
Our game plan was just to hopefully shoot better, win on the aim duels. Icebox is such a aim duel heavy map, so usually whoever is feeling it more tends to win. So we just came in with a lot of energy and tried to win all our fights.
You've done it before. Doing it again, right? 이제 아이스박스가 워낙 듀얼 뭔가 에임적으로 중요하기 때문에 오늘도 이전에 해봤던 듯이 다시 뭔가 에임 집중해서 오늘 경기를 치렀다고 하네요. 그리고 다음 상대 플레이오프 진출하고 나서 내일 드로우를 통해서 만나게 되는데 가장 만나고 싶은 팀과 그리고 가장 피하고 싶은 팀 한번 물어보고 싶네요. You're off to the playoffs, but you'll find out your opponent at the draw tomorrow. So I want to ask, who do you want to meet the most and who do you want to avoid the most?
Ya Allah, salah
I
klik
don't really have anyone I want to
aku.
play or don't want to play. I'm just excited to play whatever the strongest team is possible. I just want to play the best.
Oh, the strongest, whatever comes your way. 누굴 만나는지 사실 그렇게 뭔가 선호하거나 그런 건 없고 그냥 강한 팀을 만나서 이기고 싶다고 합니다. 센티넬의 제켄 선수 인터뷰 만나봤습니다. That was Sentinel Zekin, and we'll be back after the break to see Fanatics and crew.
Stop. Stop. Ah. Aduh, temen aku nggak ACC lagi anjing. Mana masuknya mahal di situ. Bisa berapa jam sih? Sejam 13 menit loh. Aduh, nggak di respawn. Ntar aku buka Twitter. Apa nih artinya nih? Duduk. Prediction tuh, Genji 20 sen, Fnatic 20 kru. Banyak yang remehin Sentinel, makanya aku senang banget dia menang. Ya Allah, nggak di ACC juga. Bentar guys. Babi lah, salah klik anjir. Kesel aing. Untung menang. Ini siapa yang menang? Dia pembagian grupnya gimana ntar ya? Playoff. 2. Oke, ada lower bracket. Oke. Yang satu apa bisa ketemu nggak? Misalnya Amerika bisa ketemu nggak? Soalnya kan di sini nggak bisa di pembagian grup ini. Misalnya sini direct menang. Ini udah direct menang ya. Misalnya Fnatic, Rectek, Sentinel. Misalnya di sini Leviathan, tim Fatality menang Leviathan. Di sini Peperek. Nah, apa yang di atas lawan di bawah gitu? Apa gimana? Yang qualify duluan lawan di bawah, misalnya direct lawan Sentinel, Electric lawan yang juara 2 di grup A gitu misalnya, atau main acak, bener-bener acak, itu yang masih aku nggak tahu. Balik lo Genki. Tim pertama di 12 besar. Dia sama semua. Gitu nyantai banget. Ini loh kok bisa kalah Edwardnya. Ini mereka menang. Di sini loh. Dia udah megang 11-9 nih. Aku nonton ini. Terus kalah mereka di sini. Berhenti aku nonton. Yang ini aku nggak nonton. Yang ini aku nonton. Ini nggak tahu siapa yang menang nih. Ya aku berharap Leviathan menang karena dia yang bantu Sentinel lolos ke champion. Kalau ini siapapun yang menang bodo amat. Mau Fnatic, mau apa.
Yeah, Kesnet, I remember him on Haven. That's why I picked Haven this time because we got Alfia now, and I think Alfia will be a nice challenge for him, for sure, especially on whatever Alfia plays.
All right, thank you very much, bro. So good luck today.
We got a little bit of a spoiler on that one for the map draft, but we'll talk about that in a little bit now. Let's actually reflect on that DRX Fnatic game because
malah diajak ke guil aku.
Similar fashion to what we saw with Genshin Heretics. This time around, DRX were absolutely in control. Once they won that Abyss game, Lotus just seemed to be their bread and butter, and Paperton, you know, like DRX looked great in that. Fnatic, definitely, you were starting to see the cracks in the armor a little bit there.
And Fnatic said it was one of the worst games they've ever had. You know, so take from that what you will. I think you can say that DRX just came in with a really, really good game plan on Lotus. You know, kind of changing up their comp a little bit with some players swapping roles. You know, Foxy9 came out hot on the chamber. Yeah, he didn't have a ton of impact as the map went on, but DRX just read the map really, really well, shut Fnatic down in one of their best maps, at least historically. Yeah. And now you kind of got to wonder, well, Lotus no longer maybe that tried and true kind of map that they can go to when things are going sideways for them. What's going to be the backup plan? Is it going to be Haven like Boaster just said? We got a little bit of a spoiler there.
Yeah.
But is that going to be good enough?
I really don't know. And I think that one of the things that we need to see is a hot start from the side of Fnatic. That Abyss, it was very contentious, but then things just really fell apart from them after dropping that map to the likes of DRX, because we talked about it on the broadcast. Every single time that those two teams had played against each other previously, it had always gone to 3. It was never easy. But this time, Fnatic very quickly ran out of steam, and they couldn't really do much. It was another 13-6 scoreline there. That second
You
half.
can join our guild then. Jawab apa ya?
Regardless, was putting up great numbers against DRX, and you know this
Um,
in the past, right?
I
Here was
just
that impact
don't
duelist. He was
think
this young player that was shocking everyone,
I
really
can
elevated Fnatic to another
leave
level. But it seems like here
them
now,
to
Fnatic are
it.
kind of living or dying based on how well this guy is performing. So it makes you wonder, right? Like if Alfier shows up today, it could be trouble for Crew.
Absolutely, and it's kind of like, but the concern is it could be kind of like what we just saw with Genji, right?
Yeah,
Where one player is stepping up and nobody else is there with him. I mean, he had almost 20 kills more than anyone else on his team in that DRX match out here. I mean, he was absolutely flying, but nobody else was backing him up. The kind of contact play behind him just wasn't there.
Yeah, and I think that, for Alpha in that series in particular did have a little bit of a vendetta. It was talked about, he got sent home by DRX while he was on home soil. So I think that there was certainly that drive behind him, but he is just so damn consistent. And Fnatic really need him to have a strong performance coming into this. But again, like you said, comparing to Genji, you need to see that support system around him.
Yeah, indeed. You want to see it build around him, and they have in matches prior, events prior, so no shocker if it happens again here today. And that is going to be a new player that this Crew lineup is going to have to deal with. So let's jump over to the other side, send it back over to Yinsu, standing by with Shy.
I've got Shy from Crew here with me, and Dan to do some calculations as well. Now, when it comes to the map pool between you and Fnatic, it is very similar. You guys like Haven, you like Lotus as well. So what do you think, in your opinion, would be the difference between the two teams? What is it that Crew is better than Fnatic on?
Siento que lo que vamos a destacar más va a ser la hora de la presión. Siento que nuestro equipo se maneja mejor. Hemos estado en muchas situaciones de presión al borde de quedar eliminados. Siento que eso nos va a dar como ese plus. Y también el hecho de que ambos equipos juguemos nuestros mejores mapas va a ser un espectáculo para la gente. Así que nada, quedar el mejor.
I think where we're going to be shining most is the pressure situations. We've been in a lot of situations where we're about to get eliminated and we need to come through. So also the fact that we have a similar map pool is going to be just a show, an amazing show for everybody.
See who's better today. Thank you very much, Dan, and Shy, good luck.
Ooh, boy, all right. Well, look, to quote the poet of our time, Nelly, it's getting hot in here. I think I cracked myself up. And here's the thing. I'm not talking about the weather, because I'm dying. Okay, real talk.
Yeah, you are dying up here.
I'm sweating my butt off all over the place. But real talk, though, cringe aside, Heat was genuinely that guy this week. He has been on fire for this team. And again, his story this year has been so incredible. Coming in as a substitute for the team, having been in a Brazilian team last year, not really finding much success in that regard, changing up the role, not playing the duelist anymore, being more of an impact player. I mean, guys, this dude has been an X factor for this team. Can he do it here today against Fnatic?
I mean, I think he absolutely could. I mean, this is another one of those names that is very storied and has been around the block, has been in international competition, global competition in the past. And if he can get heated up, not to make the dad joke here with the dads, then it is going to be a scary thing, because this is somebody who can go toe-to-toe with the likes of Alfier on the opposite side.
Neither one of us are fathers, by the way. Just want to stress that, unless I don't know anything about it. But I found something out and my wife didn't tell me. But in any case, now here's the thing. For more on that win over BLG, here's Kesnet with our open player moment. You're okay, Seth?
Yeah, I'm doing alright.
Buenas, soy Kenny Teus, duelista de Cruz. Obviamente se siente demasiado bien y demostrarle al mundo que tenemos nivel. Me siento extremadamente confiante y creo que nunca me había sentido tan confiante de mis compañeros que tengo al lado, que cualquiera se puede sacar una ronda y puede dar vuelta a todo y nos da ese como momentum de esa partida, y creo que nunca había sentido algo así, como que todos mis compañeros pueden carrear o hacer una ronda demasiado buena. Teníamos que jugar bien, no extremadamente bien para ganarle, y es bueno igual porque te da este partido, creo que nos va a dar un poco más de momentum y seguir disfrutando igual un poco más de Corea. Está bonito.
Aku minta maaf lah ya kalau next matchnya agak semangat kayak tadi. Habis energiku, panas banget lagi. Ntar aku ke toilet sama ambil air putih. Jangan lupa minum air putih, guys. Ayo. Ayo. Siapa yang menang ini? Aku berharap keluar aja deh. Biar yang kuat-kuatnya pada balik dah. Genji, Fnatic, balik semua. Jadi aku berharap kru menang. Bukan aku bilang yang lain gak kuat. Fnatic kapan terakhir ketemu Sentinel? Serem banget Fnatic itu. Tapi kalau mereka lagi kalah, kita udah.
Different on the first. Where's your mind going to? We've seen so much of this in the
NBA.
Only playoffs.
Might have a fast opening here, so I might have to hold that thought for a second as Crew does their, contact walking on pistols. They love it. I think the last match they might have gone A side with this. Now they're towards B. Just Hero on the defense. Not comfortable with these retakes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the positioning as well from Fnatic too. Early post towards middle, a very passive hold from Hero, who's been very, very solid for them. Of course, that newer addition. And he's already being tested, a little bit of a pressure, but they were willing to give up the site. That was an intended approach, but Genshin is a problem! Still a problem! A stark reminder of this man's danger. Oh, and they're now going to have to try and walk their way back in. This is so good from Crew. A little bit of damage, yes, but we need more. Not going to get it. Hero now left in a 1v3. Clutch as he can be. They already have a nice post-plant setup. And Kesnet just toying with him, but that's what you get. But still 2 more to find, Josh. That's almost too much, surely.
I've seen this before from Hero.
I don't think we're going to be seeing it again this time. Trying as he can.
Not with that dart in his body.
So little to be done. A damn good try. Didn't get it to halfway. Crew get away with round 1. Very nicely done.
Fnatic only started to introduce their Sunset into Stage 2 playoffs. Not the normal stage, the playoffs. We've seen them only run it a few times. They've run the same composition here. So that we kind of know what to expect a little bit, but they shied away from this basically since
Vamos.
and now they brought it in. It's going to be taken here at
Kenapa tadi pas Sentinel? Ada tadi kok.
Defense side, Hero, the Cypher, and also Chronicle back on that
kira tadi pas Sentinel nggak ada suara gitu. Ada tadi.
Keep your eyes on him going forward on the other side. Of course, Kesnet even said earlier in those interviews that he is one of the players that caused them so many problems, and maybe on Haven we'll expand on it further in regard to what they intend to do, but a little trap set up here. Clearly been working, cooking some bits up, but Shy's not going to fall for this. He has no need to over-explore on his own. He doesn't want to give up any of these weapons, so playing very, very considered here, Crew. Bulldogs coming out, Stinger, and of course Shy does only have that ghost, so willing to lose 1. The rest, you wouldn't want to see anything drop beyond that, really. Maybe the Stinger. But Shy will be the one to receive the vast majority, and he sees pretty much everything.
The important thing to look at is, I guess, the silver lining of Alpha dying, getting one tap last round. He had full abilities, so now he keeps them, and this could be just, if they can do a lot of damage with these classics, that's huge. Right now, Crew, understanding that the flank's coming in.
Yeah, the flash going to force one of the players off the angle. Stun comes in, he going to calm the approach. Yeah, this is lovely from Clue.
Nice.
Very clean as Chronicle, the last one alive. And this is great so far from them, kind of setting the standard. And when we talk about Crew, it's always such a curious team. You see highs and lows from them, such a danger to come across in these specific matchups on those knockout stages, getting to the kind of quick of things. They are deadly and easily underestimated, and they really shouldn't be. So far, tick in the box. They lost out on Shy, but that was a loss they were willing to come in with.
Going into that first gun round here, this is going to be a big test. Crew so far has been going pretty slow, contacting their way in. And Fnatic hasn't guessed the right site. They did an A stack on first round, B stack on second round, and Crew went the opposite direction. If Fnatic's able to find out and get ahead of where Crew's going next, we could see a completely different result here. And I think they're going to be even comfortable playing those retakes anyways. We saw that constantly, how they employed those flanks consistently and knowing exactly how they want to play depending on what abilities and what ultimates they have to play here. Crew starting with maybe a little bit of a fake towards B pressure.
Both sides with a very early start, and Kesnet is happy to pressure. It's a little risk on the line, but he gets away and they remove that initial trap.
Orb required, trip broken, information. They know Hero's towards B now, and Hero's gonna have to think about how he wants to use his trips in the future. You can already see one of the kill trips is on B site for that extension. They did this extension on pistol round, but the grouping towards B know that Hero likes to play Hero a lot by himself. What the entrance trip is gone as well, dealt with. But Hero is usually so good to get a couple of kills and back away with his life.
Kesnet, the first man to step forward here, committed.
Oh, almost,
Easy.
almost.
Yeah, you can see them trying for it, but Hero not going to get the reward he wanted, and once again, Crew contain the site. Fnatic playing quite deep off-site, though. They've really only had Hero taking a couple of steps and easy to slip back towards CT. Still going to maintain some control towards Market, but Crew already in that deep post-plant position, sitting happily towards B main. We've got to see what the pressure looks like here. What do they have to disrupt this? What do they have to push it out of position? Hero going to find Kesnet, but the trade's there, and the spam through the smoke begins. Just a messy battle now to start with, and Hero is claiming bodies. Halfway not achieved, though. Ult going to come through. Information is free-flowing, and Shy is doing some serious damage. This is the bonus, and it looks like it's going to be converted. Boaster can't do a thing about this. This post-plant is so devastating. Great shots, but it matters not. Crew going to get their third, and the bonus goes in the bag. They will be chuffed to bits with this.
It's a good start from Crew. Now can they build
When Genji versus Sen, udah main bang.
Let Fnatic start getting into the game mentally. They can't let them get into the game with their ultimates. The first one going to come online is probably from Boaster. That's going to help with some of these retakes, deny the ability for Crew to be able to play the spam battle from B main on another second round. Getting close to some ultimates of their own for the side of Crew, but the first ones to come online are Cypher, Omen. They don't really help that much.
Vamos.
We're looking at that one remaining rifle. Boaster's hand Sheriffs to supplement, but Crew looking to extend their lead now.
Big damage? Nope.
You know where that rifle resides. Going to find that top middle. They now know where that is going to be positioned. And Crew taking their time, playing out this default, maybe looking for any of these stacks, any aggressive plays coming through from Fnatic. And Crew with the right read so far. Could be some danger over towards Tiles, though. Once again, Shy. So much weight on his shoulders here, and he's found Boaster. The rifle going to be filtered back through towards Alpha, but still information's there. They've got the whole game plan read and almost dealt with, but Hero does deliver a shot, can't do much more. Crew are in control here. Now, Durka and Chronicle, the last two to collect, and they just shift back towards B. Lovely from Kesnet. This is nice from Crew. And
Bisa ini, balik ini bisa. Fnatic bisa balik ini.
This wasn't a map, as you highlighted.
Nah, sama aku.
Lent on throughout the regular play in the MEA. This came out purely in playoffs when Abyss started to hit the rotation. We were questioning, is this just them sandbagging to make it look like they have a full map pool? But they've willingly walked into this, Josh, and so far, I mean, Crew's looked substantially better.
Only one gun round has been played so far. Fnatic don't have to start stressing yet. Crew looking to be really confident with how they're moving around the map, taking the sites, going for those duels, winning a lot of them. Seems like Fnatic might be a little bit asleep at the moment. Crew changing their opening, taking middle first here. Smoke top mid, dart, cleared it all out. Shy inching up in B main, finding out that they got the Cypher versus Cypher battle here. United camera fades out the stun as well. That's a good read on the setup. Crew might shift over towards A off the back of that, knowing that it might be a little bit less defended, but also.
Ooh, a miss from Durka. Can't be having that. Melza is gonna be so happy. Done great deals. Can just back away now. They've got a man advantage above a minute. These are all ticks in the box. Still got full utility as well. Smoke's there, Paranoia's there. MTA just got his util back off cooldown TP.
Just for info, finding out what the setup is here. If Crew commits to B, they cannot forget about this Astro Wall. They need to understand how it's going to be played, but without the paint shells there from Durka.
Oh, a little bit of a stall on the way in though. And now I'm going to know that Alpha is at least present here. Chronicle now considering middle in case there's another layer to this, but it is through 30 seconds left.
Boaster just cleared out all of A as well.
Big.
He sees this trip, he's trying to get past it.
Don't know if he's going to be able to without it being noted, but for now, it's already looking like the site's falling. Kesnet going to crack it open. Alpha's gone down, and he's looking to follow it up. The pressure is outrageous for Chronicle.
What the fuck?
13 seconds.
What the fuck? S.
The ace. Melza got things started well, but it might end with a pretty big
Yeah.
here. But the time just has to live. Boaster just has to live. Chronicle. Give him the crown in this one. This is what we're talking about, Josh. This
Aku kira bakal ke-thread tadi, nggak ke-thread dia.
We talk about Fnatic, it's always Durka this, Alpha that, but the unsung heroes of the team, Hero and Chronicle, especially when they're on Cypher and Sova
Dia
respectively.
berdiri doang loh di situ. Nih ya. Maju buka dikit, tutup, maju. Ward yang nggak ada 1 meter di situ doang. Tapi nggak ke-thread. Kalahin mereka barusan.
But that's an individual round of impact from a player, not the team. And a very aggressive start on attack to be had. Melza's in trouble. Kesnet does at least trying to levy it back with one, so keeps it at least at a 4v4. And Kesnet's doing some serious lifting here. He's been taking space
4v4?
brilliantly on the entries.
Darknya keculik tadi.
An aggressive start from Fnatic that's
Aku rollback bentar.
Kesnet, the player, not the team. And a very aggressive
Ini.
start on attack to be had.
Culik Darknya ya. Ya Allah, jadi 4v4 anjir, udah ngeluarin ulti.
The sprint is info.
Cleared sight. Alpha just trying to control towards CT because again, Kesnet is just doing wonders, taking all of this space, securing it perfectly. Plant is in. He's got his ult. He has his ult as well. Some big ultimates on the board now. MTA's in a bit of danger here.
Eyes on the Chronicle flank as well. As soon as Boaster shows himself at A link here, I think that's go time for Chronicle.
But Shy's been on the money. And absolutely, he said looked like he was a little asleep at the wheel, and now he's seen a whole lot. He's in trouble. He get pinched here. Pressure starting, Chronicle on the way. Not going to have the same sort of reign as the last round. Falls away from this Crew, though, starting to feel the pressure on the site. The flood coming in from Fnatic, but Hero's fallen. Crew still standing, still holding. MTA denying any steps towards that spike. And it's just Alpha, and it feels like a formality. There's nothing more he can really achieve here. The double swing, Crew in full control.
Dan dijepit tadi tuh, gak bisa dibunuh.
In the slightest bit shocked to see a timeout coming in the favor of Fnatic right now because
Hero-nya buru-buru tadi.
Crew's able to get into the sites, get these post plants, and they've been converting it really well. The only time they got really locked out was when Chronicle sat at the back of the site, one by one, eliminated all of the players. So right now, Fnatic, if your game plan right now is go for the retakes, they're not working for you. What else do you have in store? They've tried a little bit of aggression there. Durka went down early after they got the pick with that Hunter's Fury. So the 1-for-1 trade, maybe not good enough. Are they going to have to find something else to stop Crew from getting into the site to begin with?
Furthermore, again, I don't like highlighting underperformances, but you've got to say Alpha and Durka being absent thus far. 0 to 6 for Alpha, Durka 1 to 6. They're not having the impact. And again, we don't necessarily look to them to have the highest impact. That's what we're looking at Hero and Chronicle, as we were discussing. But they are currently shying away from the light. They are really not finding their kills. They're not getting their 1v1s. I mean, we've seen Durka fall plenty of times on those extremities, not winning out on the other side. It's a pretty clear-cut performance between Shy and Kesnet. They're doing monstrous things. The amount of space Kesnet is getting them, their entry work is exceptional.
Yes.
It's all looking good for them. I don't know what Fnatic's options are.
Fnatic are laying out a red carpet and inviting crew. Hey, you get to come here. We got the cameras and everything. Just come walk in. You know, make yourselves look pretty. Right now, Dark's been not hitting any duels, and yeah, Alpha's sitting at 0-6, but he's on breach. He can't really activate until he stuns, flashes, and has his teammates get the first kill. He comes in and starts trading it out. If that first opening's not even there, how is he supposed to get involved in the game here? And that's not really on him. That's about the positioning that Fnatic has and how they're always on the back foot.
Carved away from the team main, but Crew's been very diligent in their clears. They've not been leaving many tons unturned.
Durka actually had the Vandal purchased. He sold it in favor of the Bulldog here. Probably looking to get a kill before popping that showstopper, and a lot of effort into stopping Crew from getting into B main here. The aggression though, they're gonna get caught.
Yeah, Shy's seen it. There goes the ult, but how much of reward does he get? Not much at all. It's Hero Sheriff the only one to really sing for them so far. And now you're looking at that Bulldog and it's just petering away. There's nothing to this. There's no punch to it. Crew are fully aware, fully prepared for what's being thrown at them. And those small silver linings, a pick here or there, are not enough for Fnatic. This is a great show of strength from Crew. This is why we were surprised by this.
Itu op dibiarin aja. Ambil dulu lah opnya.
The worry. How well fleshed out is this for Fnatic? Was that just a sandbag pick throughout the playoffs? And at 1-6 probably here, it might just be one of those that they're gonna hopefully sooner forget. But it's not over yet, as Durka is starting to warm up now. 2 kills and a 2v2. Hero with the Sheriff and it's found the pick. Hold on, and now the ult on top, so they're gonna know where MTA is, but it's a 1v1. He's popped it. Durka, you're gonna do the dance, you're gonna dive in, he gets tagged! And now the spam, he's buying so much time here. He's got his dart up, that goes out. Durka's having his work cut out for him. He's trying to sit this to at least half. Again, the spam's perfect. MTA, ice cold in the clutch.
Never give up, never give up.
Those dangers and threats.
Never,
really being held here on this one singular round.
One singular round.
Unable to endure in action there at B main, getting antsy, moving up. Getting caught out in the open. I think their idea of getting into B main, getting into the extremity, and getting in front of where Crew's going is the right idea. But we thought maybe Crew's going somewhere else, let's start moving up, let's start taking that space. They didn't need it. Had they kept that setup, I think maybe Crew falls into that trap. But instead, 6-1, they built the lead. Fnatic back on another gun round here. We look at this veto, we're thinking, is this the perfect concoction for an upset?
Chronicle, stunner, oh, going out of third!
Anjing dapat 3. Tar back.
Is this the perfect concoction for an upset?
Chronicle, stunner, oh, going out of third!
Gila, cakep banget
Individual impact, he's got him 3 this time. Surely they can get the rest, and they do. Durka just signs it and seals it, a flawless round, but we talk about repeatable success. How many times are we going to ask Chronicle to be the one to bail them out?
Sometimes it's not about having him bail them out over and over again. Sometimes it's a matter of just get it once or twice, and it instills inspiration, confidence, all this for the rest of the team. Their morale builds back up, and now everyone else is like, if he can do it, nice, that's a big round. We have a chance. Hang on, my turn to step up, and now maybe we're seeing other people chiming in. Durka up to 5 kills after he was down at 0 kills a couple of rounds ago?
Yeah, there's hope.
Fajar masih 0 kill aja.
Slim. Well, look at Crew here, still leading. 6 rounds to their name. An early test again on the extremity, but this time a higher priority from Crew to take that space in middle, take some of that map control. Shy already testing the waters.
Normally he's been towards B main, denying that camera from Hero. Denying that control, but now perfectly inserted to listen for everything.
I'm out of here. Here comes the push though. Kesnet, we've been complimenting him time and time again. Couldn't quite shut down on Durka there. Great damage to the paranoia is perfect. The trade's still there for Durka. Gets another though. Hold on, are they starting to warm up a little bit it here. We're looking at that lurk coming into effect though. Shy gonna hear all of these rotations. They might start reading this. They seem a little cognizant of the chance that someone's there. Hero, yeah, definitely caught a glimpse, and that's pressure in the back lines. Chronicle does take away heat.
Ya, kena outplay. Ya, kena outplay.
Melzer in a 1v3. He's got 40 seconds. That's plenty of time to play with.
Itu kena outplay itu. Dia bikin si Sai-nya dengar ke arah kanan.
That's a problem. Hero, 30 seconds left. Gotta be careful. You don't want to give Melzer those chances. This guy, sharp as attack. Smoke just about back up now. Gonna opt to commit it towards, just behind him over towards market, maybe focus towards CT.
Boaster closing the gap. Hero, Chronicle waiting for this moment. The camera.
It's so possible though, it's Melzer.
Yep.
Does he get a fair fight? Oh, he absolutely does! Cuts them down a size! But he's just, oh my god, he's missed each other. Like ships in the night passing beside Boaster. Have you read it right though? He has.
What the fuck? Itu Boaster yang nge-wave. Itu Boaster yang nge-wave itu.
And Crew are crushing Fnatic under their heel.
That was an integral round for a Fnatic to be able to close out. They needed Boaster to go and find out where Melzer was. He was alone. He is the one that can get the information. These guys can double peek. Get that
Itu barusan dua aimer dia. Dua aimer dia itu. Chronicle jago banget kan. Hero juga jago banget baru masuk kan ke Fnatic. Dua aimer itu. Kalah lawan satu orang begitu.
But that's a tilter. That sort of round can be an absolute heartbreaker. Yeah, he's going for this one right off the rip. Straight through tiles, but does he find a target? Oh, that's right place. Couldn't quite get it in time. Kesnet gets a little bit of flak damage, but he gets to keep his life and instantly clearing that question mark through middle. Another smoke towards top middle, and Kesnet trying to clear through.
Di clear lagi mid-nya.
Drone reclear in middle right now. Hunter's Fury also if
10-2 yuk, 10-2 yuk.
This is dangerous. Got to be careful. Kesnet trying to do any sort of dodge he can, and I think he's done just enough. Looking like Foon out here, 3 HP.
Dodge 2 ultimates, 147.
Nuts. And they're going towards A, and it's just Boaster here. He's had that divide what feels like a lifetime. No opportunity to really use it maybe, but still. Have to fall off this angle. Not finding the impact he wanted at the beginning, and it's all 5 for Crew.
45 seconds left in the round. Crew almost committed here. They do have Melzer's ultimate to pivot back. Hero not moving from B. The first kill for Boaster.
Kesnet mah low tadi tuh. Sumpah, ulti pakai Omen dah cabut ke A. Wih. Gak sampai ultinya.
Hero. It's on Hero to be a hero.
This guy has had these rounds though. He has stood tall in the face of adversity, and can he do it again? That's one. The second is needed. Oh, that's not good enough. The plant's now in. A 3v3, the smoke towards CT, but Boaster finds a body. Takes down MTA, leaving Melzer and Shy to dig in deep. And Melzer trying to be a little audacious, play through the smoke. But Shy now in a 1v3, and it ain't looking all that likely. Nah, not gonna happen now.
Nice try.
Very small window of chance here for Fnatic, making it up to a third.
Alpha looking like he's starting to warm up ever so slightly. That was a nice couple of one-taps that he got there. Remember, we're going into Haven, and he's on ISO duty.
I was going to bring this up because if you're looking at his performance, that's his second kill of the whole series.
Yes.
And even in the interview, they wanted to give Alpha that fight up against Kesnet back
Yep.
in their man. One enemy remaining.
Anjir, gede banget.
Waduh. You're not confident. You're not feeling you're going to win that 50-50. So hopefully he can mentally reset. But yeah, seeing him warm up here might put him in better stead. But still, that does worry you.
Only 4 rounds separate.
Bentar.
Keeping in mind, Crew got the pistol and they
Itu Fnatic coachnya ganti apa gimana ya? Aku atau aku yang nggak tahu.
And an eco round from Crew. Guardian, Stinger. Couple of pistols and another Stinger. And looking like they want to take through middle here. Maybe with that Neon splitting on A, getting in that backline area.
Could work really well.
Paranoia down the lane potentially as well. Here comes the smoke, but they're going to go through it. Here comes the Paranoia in the back as well.
Yeah,
perfectly timed.
Boaster, the timing on this swing is sublime from Fnatic. Dealing with those threats, I kind of liked it from Crew. I could see the space they were trying to take for themselves, but stands Melzer and Heat kind of surrounded. Nowhere to go from this one. Durka looking to just try and clean this up. Mel's up, yeah, comfortable in the end. 4 now. Fnatic starting to find their feet here, starting to get back in the game a bit.
I like the idea from Crew. Wasn't bad. They had an eco round. They wanted to get a little bit tricky with it. You know, use a little bit of subterfuge, go through their own Omen smoke, paranoia in the backline. Alpha, great timing with that breach ultimate to deny it. Both are coming through market at the same time with it, and really shut that down from Crew. Crew maybe trying to do something a little bit different now. They've been going slow all game. They've been using middle a lot at the opening and then pivoting to the extremity. Here, 5 gathered towards B main. Hero, you gotta be really careful. Only Alpha to back you up if you get caught and run down by this Neon after the stun.
I don't think he knows the trouble he is in. Kesnit so close by, and here comes the danger, here comes the stun, and there's the body drop. Kesnit again set into motion, set up for success. And he takes that with both hands. Plant's going to be down. I don't think much is denying that here. And the early man advantage is just glorious for Crew. Kesnit. You can see the confidence, and you can see why. Still going, that's a third. Maybe hunting for some more. Yeah, he fancies it. Why not? Go Adam. Absolutely let them know. This is your turn. Oh,
Waduh.
He tried it. Hold on. Chronicle. Are we... Time.
Hunter's Fury, no, that's
Yeah,
wicked, and then
there we
stuns
go.
up in as well. As soon as he taps it, stun, Hunter's Fury, dead.
So let's stun. And there's the Hunter's Fury. Oh, yeah, welcome to Sunset. It ain't so nice out here. Crew gonna just sign, seal, and deliver so far. This has been an exceptional display from them. 8 rounds to their name. Fnatic clawing back 4. I mean, this has been shaky, Josh, from start to end. We have to wait and see how this looks on the other side of the break.
Oh, come on. Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Nyantai aja ya, nyantai ya. Habis tenaga aku untuk Sentinel. Capek. Malam minggu nih ngapain aku ya?
There is that infamous saying of all the best laid plans often go astray, and walking in eyes wide open to Sunset, Josh, is 4 rounds enough in your mind? Has Fnatic maybe sold themselves down the river here by walking into this veto?
It's definitely looking like Fnatic are dormant at the moment. They need to wake up. It is only 4 rounds difference. That is a pistol round. This is going to be super important, vital for Fnatic to be able to close it out. Crew looking really good. Kesnit fearless. And what they like to do is they're going to probably move around a lot, stay ahead of where Fnatic's going. But Fnatic is a really good team at slowing down the game on their attack side, finding out where they want to go, disabling and disarming these traps. But it's time to see Durka and Alpha start to show up now. It can't be all on Hero and Kron. Poster slipped by. Kesnit doesn't want it though.
They're backing away. Oh, that didn't go as we planned.
Aku nonton sambil main game sebelah ya.
At the top of the entrance so they can look down and find
lihat
out
pelur
whoever's in.
lama-lama.
Breach stun is going to come off cooldown in about 18 seconds from now for Alpha. Getting a little bit close in this setup from the defense.
Wah, mati
Gravity
satu.
wall. I thought for sure he was gonna pull them in. Fnatic
Bukannya mati tadi,
left on the
gak
round here.
mati.
Boaster barking out the commands there, you can see it. Go, go, go! There's Kesnet once again checking, clearing tiles pretty well. Cameras there to be taken back, but they're still looking to readdress this A side of the map. Melza feeling compelled to finally fall away. Durga taking a couple of very tentative steps forward, but they've got to make a go of this. 40 seconds now, he slipped ahead. That's not bad, but Melza still stands his ground. And they get overwhelmed. Fnatic win out towards elbow, but Kesnet has...
Main spoten, main spoten.
Well, the Allen drone should reveal it regardless. So I don't think he's going to get away with too much. Hold on, maybe there's still an opportunity and a real...
Bisa. 2 lawan 2.
And we're down to a 2v2. They've got 20 seconds and they're running low on options. Kesnet being the thorn in the side. They're smelling like roses as they come out on top of this. 14 seconds.
Mereka harus masuk itu.
Are just faltering here again. Oh, Kesnet, so perfectly done. A Chronicle in a 1v2 with 5 seconds. He's got to fight both. Hold on.
He has to go for the kill. Chrono has to push him.
You got to push. No time, no chance. It's just at the very end then.
Kru yang menang ya? No time tadi ya?
I wonder if
too late.
Chronicle had to push immediately.
Yeah.
He had to have thought, oh yeah, I got it with just enough time to be able to get that spike planted. But he had to push, and if he had pushed instantly instead of hesitating for that half a second,
that's the difference.
There's a difference. This game's all about those milliseconds. Oh, he's got to be kicking himself. Yeah. Definitely not happy about that one. Fnatic need to kind of figure out here what they want to do with the rest of this map. Are they going to expend all their energy trying to get back into this game? Or are they going to try to go for the long play, the marathon? That Haven will be the next map here. Crew.
Wah, nonton Heaven kita akhirnya. Untung tadi yang pertama gak ketemu Heaven ya.
Not unless they wake up.
Asleep at the wheel here and Crew just running them down. Easy work for them.
Gila, nggak ada yang jatuh satupun weaponnya.
Just a flawless round. Cleaning it up, 4 to 10. And Fnatic need to convert around sometime this year. 2 to 11 for Alpha. He is not finding any sort of impact at the moment. He can't, it's not really necessarily on him, but they need to find a way to get him involved a little bit more if they want to have a chance at getting him. Like, look how just distraught.
Yeah,
he's
he doesn't look
sad. There's nothing he can do. He's at the behest of his teammates to be able to get him into the game, and that's not going to be looking good if you're going to the second map and you're feeling this bad.
Yeah, you're right. If he's left catatonic after this performance, it could all be over. It looks like Shy wants it to be, feeling a little aggressive, and why not? You're in a bonus round. Try and get aggressive, try and be a nuisance. Melza gonna kind of body check Alpha, who's gonna be falling all the way back to spawn. His confidence clearly waning, but he does have that spike, so you don't want to see him go down there.
Kesnet's rotation, though, they're so good at this type of rotation. We're gonna see this on Haven as well. On that Neon, he gets to sprint across the map and stay a step ahead. It's on Fnatic. Who's the mid-round caller right now? Who's gonna make the decision about, hey, we got the kill on A, they might over-rotate to B. Are we going to go into this potentially? Can we sniff this out before we commit? Oh, that's info. That's on Kesnet as well. Hey, wait. Kesnet's over towards B. Do we want to go A now?
I mean, with 50 seconds, though, they're still going to power
Poster
forward.
Mid. Just kidding.
Lingering. This is so dangerous. If Kesnet's here, Heat's here. And again, you look where Melza is as well. This side of the map, right place, right time, Heat. Eviscerates Darker, can't get the follow-up, but now the cross is being watching. Kesnet slips the net and gets away with it. Doesn't get noted by the reveal there. Oh, this is huge. Oh, he's found Chronicle. Goes in for more. And he gets from Kesnet!
Woo! Woo! Yay! Yay!
This is a perfect
Yay!
for Crew. 11 rounds. Doubling down, getting that bonus. Confidence is going to be through the roof.
Kesnet is doing a tremendous job at the moment. Not even necessarily getting set up for half the plays that he's doing. Just coming in with full confidence to keep swinging and swinging and swinging. But these are isolated fights. I'm surprised that Fnatic just decided to continue to go into B there. Didn't really properly support each other to get that spike planted. It was kind of like walking around. They must not have expected him.
This is cutthroat now. 4 rounds.
Nang bonus.
Impossible for his Crew. Sky high after this.
Dart, flash, recall the star. Try to get into the faces of Melzer here on the timing.
They're not sticking around for it.
It's fine, they broke past that one way. That's More utility use from the side of Crew. Pivot from Fnatic back into middle. But Crew flexible, pivoting as well.
Step in. Players now going to keep going towards that side. Make it 3. Kesney, you can't avoid him. He's omnipresent. Everywhere you go, he's not too far. MTA, the one to probably get the first contact, and he falls. There's the swing. Perfect. Fnatic finally find a way in. Felt like a drought there. Noting Shy. The back of the boom bot. They don't know quite about Melza yet. They certainly go towards A. They certainly will. But now there's going to be a problem. Backline going to be pressured by Melza. But Shy is in danger. He's got players coming through Market. He's still got the test towards CT side. Shy gonna find Chronicle, bring this back to something a bit more bite-sized. Dirk has just missed the cross here.
It's fine.
Is it?
Not fine.
It's not fine. You're getting nervous.
Gila dia ulti loh.
The old going.
Golongan 3.
See it all go wrong.
Masih mau coba mereka.
And Shy and Melza, as said, their confidence is gonna be. It's on Spike. That's an interesting choice here. Have the stun just to make sure. Second tap, and they wait. Shy biding his time, and then he strikes so perfectly. Just look at these guys, so confident. They find.
Aduh, dapat half nggak ya?
Time here, Alpha. Easy Tiger, time is fine.
Nggak dapat half ya?
Just look at these guys, so confident.
Ah, nggak dapat half. Kok dapat half bisa tadi?
Oh, true. Actually, true.
No, they gotta have something.
Factual.
Give them something.
Lots of ultimates coming online for Fnatic here.
Gila cakep banget ayamnya. Vandal itu pula enak banget suaranya.
Nice.
It does feel like a bit of a death rattle, that sort of round, right? You're facing 11. Look, maybe I'm being the cynic here. Maybe those ults will hit. Suddenly it all starts making sense. They can get back to it. But you're looking at the fundamentals Crew are playing with. It's an outclass. This is a very good side. And Crew, they're easy to underestimate at times. But this, again, should be a very clear reminder why you don't.
Strategically, I think Crew has a little bit of an edge this game so far over Fnatic. But when it comes down to the players, Kesnet and Shy have been just instrumental in this performance at the moment. And without them being as good as they are, and with Fnatic sleeping on their side, I'm not sure if it's this one-sided. You go again with this. Hero. Denying that camera at B main. Durka. Finds the opening. Smokes her down. It's going to help with those post-plant situations. Rotation coming in from Crew. Kesnet.
Steady.
Gonna have to deal with him, but the showstopper for Durka, he's gonna pop this. They need these rounds. He needs to get something going.
I mean, that was a dangerous cross even towards CT. It's the Hunter's Fury they opt for first. And
okay.
I don't know.
Gak mau hidupin roket loh.
He's gonna be the counter. Hero trying to save the day with Chronicle. You saw Crew then trying to work back into it, almost on that pre-take there. But Heat now gonna be left a little out in the cold. Divide goes up. Shy does claim a player prior, but it is only on Shy now in a 1v3. Plant's gonna be in.
Sayang banget sama roketnya kah? Tapi 4 lawan 5 sih tadi.
Looking to do the save, repositions his trip, give him a little bit of buffer space. My read on the situation is that Crew needs to close this out as early as possible. 1, it's their map pick. They want to win this. But 2, the amount of time that they give Alpha to find his footing and get back into the game mentally, emotionally, physically, everything, spiritually.
No, you're right. The worse it gets, right?
The worse it gets.
There are moments in this where you do start thinking, okay, you want to see how well Crew close out in these regards, you know, with the upper hand, seen as the team genuinely on paper, at least in this map, are the favorites. I think that's a very clear way to say it. If you're looking at the history and the results coming through, bigger picture though, that's when it gets a little bit different, right? You start talking about Haven, Lotus, where do you see that landing? Yeah, that kind of evens out a bit more. Maybe Fnatic even take the upper hand. EMEA's #1 qualifier, keep in mind obviously against America's 3rd. So if you're looking at it in that regard, this does eventually even out. So if you are a Crew fan, if you are Crew themselves, you want to see them close out cleanly, quickly. Don't let Fnatic take those steps to close back into this game, and let alone build confidence from that too.
A little bit of mix buy from Crew, budgeting for that full buy next round, but still, Guardians, Phantom Vandal in play, a Sheriff as well. Definitely a good enough buy. Alpha has Rolling Thunder, Durka with the Showstopper, and Fnatic, another slow opening. Making sure that they deal with what, yeah, we saw this yesterday actually, right?
And Boaster might just be the rabbit in the trap. He goes around that corner.
Trying to just spot the tippy top of their heads there. Pre-aimed Kesnet. The way he's been playing, he might hit it too.
Yeah.
Cinca.
It's all a little quiet on the western front.
Berapa orang di mid itu? 4 orang ya?
On that tall box, Durka got the opening kill here last round, walking into elbow. Drone to clear. Showstopper still in hand.
Again, you're putting
Sights full clear.
You're questioning what's going on though. You felt no resistance thus far, right? There's not been a mid wall.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just getting a little bit curious. Is it a stack? Are they going for something a little weird and wonderful than they were? But it's Chronicle to connect through the smoke. Plant's gonna come in.
And that smoke's down for the defense. They're gonna make this retake a little bit harder. Crossfire's unable to be broken. Hero far away, securing the round. You guys got this. I got your backs.
Yeah, this is where it gets scary though. This is the pressure coming back in towards the site. You're looking at Kesnet to be the danger man, at least because of the Vandal, maybe Heat as well with that Phantom, but they've got to try and take those steps. And actually, a nice
apa tuh?
Alpha finally swings on it, but it's Chronicle coming in through from that kind of deeper position, swinging off the contact. Shy and Heat not getting the impact they want, and I think it's time to back away.
They are definitely backing away here. Durka on the hunt. Saw something similar from CNET.
True.
Must be an EMEA thing.
It's hard being a caster sometimes.
Surprisingly, actually wanted to chase them down. I guess they didn't realize that this was only
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
not a full investment. Trying to hunt down those
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
He already had his showstopper. He's had it for a couple rounds.
Magic attack
Surprised that he didn't
15%.
invest in either of those rounds just to secure it to come back. But now, you know, only trailing by 4 rounds, and he still gets
Ya Allah, apa nih?
these ultimates being used this round from Fnatic. Crew starting to get a little bit nervous. They had a really good start. They had a good lead. They had that momentum.
You're right, and I think what you're saying there is, and what we were alluding to earlier, you're starting to see Fnatic show signs of life.
Yes.
Right, there's a
Smiles.
Yeah, and this is, again, it was just from that.
Oopsies.
Yeah, a little moment there for them.
Ah, dapat attack tuh. Bisa nih attack 15 nih.
Suddenly doesn't look as egregious. You're at 7 to 11. That's a very closable gap. You didn't even win the pistol, so that's something that's certainly going to be heavy in the minds of Crew. And I think it's the right time to hit that timeout button, slow things down, get a grip on this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Again, they've got ultimates now at Fnatic. They may even have a snowball round in hand. Their money's looking okay. It's starting to build up. There's a lot of those win conditions.
Ya
Starting to
Allah.
come in. And again, when you're looking at Crew, we discussed the idea of even letting them get confident for map 2, let alone the pressure that could come through.
Ya Allah, MDev
But
anjir.
it's 7 to 11, we shouldn't be that worried yet, but for Crew, they're worried enough to have hit that timeout.
As we're talking about snowballs, all I'm thinking about is maybe the sun's not setting on this map. Sun's out, melting that snow, because Kesnet, he's slowing down. He's been sitting on 17 kills for a few rounds now. Shy's caught up, Heat catching up. Peru maybe losing their steam a little bit here. Need to find some sort of way to revitalize themselves in this round, in this game. They want to be able to close this out.
Does feel like a death by 1,000 cuts here. That slow grind back in. Fnatic taking a couple steps. It could all go wrong. It could all be taken away in the blink of an eye. But for now, Crew taking space. The first time we're taking really
Kok tahu gitu dari pertama aku pakai
A
ya.
lot, especially on maps like Haven, we'll see it this map, is that when they lose space, they love to go back and re-clear it. And if Melzer sits close up, and Durka comes back with that showstopper, things can be really tricky for him. Full trust right now on Shy over on that A site.
Yeah,
Got that camera, got that info. He's gonna spot Durka here.
Yeah, early info too. No risk behind it either, not for now. Instant rotation from Kesnet too. He's already coming over. They do have Heat on this side of the map. Trying to re-clear middle with the owl drone as well. So Crew trying to get the full picture here.
Fnatic take flight. Still just progressing slowly. Spots 1, spots 2. That's gotta be a showstopper kill coming in.
You're looking for it. Hero's the one to find Melzer though. The paint shell goes in and it's just a clear pickup. This is looking far too clean. How are Fnatic doing this? Just dismantling Crew player by player. And now the last 2 players noted, look at the lurk from Hero as well. if Chronicle could just play his life, he doesn't need to overdo anything, just sets up Hero here. And Chronicle's always been ice cold. He's never going to overheat. And Fnatic, hold on, Josh.
Harus diduelin, kru.
Perfect round, it feels like.
Mereka nunggu doang dari tadi ya.
It feels like.
Duelin aja, bikin panik.
I am shocked that the only ultimate used in that round was Hero. Kills the beat pusher, gets that hat off, becomes a pinhead in the round.
Ulti Razinya aja gak dipakai dari tadi itu. Masih ada kan? Tuh, masih ada. Udah 3 round.
They're hitting their shots now. Yes, like Boaster's getting involved. Alpha's getting a couple kills here or there. Slowly catching back up to the rest of his team. But, like, one small slip. And they might be kicking themselves for not using them. Another eco. 4 Sheriffs and a Stinger in the hands of Crew. Letting this game potentially slip away. Fnatic.
This would be 9. The slow march. March.
Duelin depannya, duelin.
Drop these, right? We don't lose these sort of situations, do we? 11 up. You had Durka looking down and out, Alpha barely fragging. It was all looking wondrous. Speaking of looking, camera. Yeah, look
Stun
at that.
ready as well. They're going to catch these guys.
Yeah, that's a trap set and a half. Durka going to get away, and no one able to close down on those kills.
Still over a minute. Fnatic has time. They can decide to pivot if they want to, or they can come back, or they can fake pivot and re-hit A. The full rotation from Crew, trying to stay a step ahead of Fnatic here. Gonna guess on that B site. Fnatic looking to use middle here, though.
I like that. I like the Crew trying to be proactive here. And that's going to be a little bit of an alarm bell ringing, though, because they're up middle. They're up the guts here. What's going on? Already the Boombot going to go in. That's going to spot out at least 2 players. They now know there's 2 different players up here. This should be yet a back away. Nice read from Fnatic to not overdo this, but they're still going into the stack. This is where the dangers could begin. Gesnit now in the right place, but Boaster going to remove Shy. You're looking at who's holding over towards B main. He's the only one to connect so far for Crew. And Fnatic again, starting to clear through methodically. Is this the slow march back in? It might just be. 9 rounds now for Fnatic. And Crew watching this game get far too close.
I can't pinpoint exactly which round it was, but there was the genesis of Fnatic's comeback coming back in. That's 5 rounds in a row, bringing the scoreline to 9 to 11 right now.
There's no way, right? Come on. Boaster's up, he's giving it.
What are we having here? We're coming back, boys. What are you doing?
That's the guy you're currently getting 5 rounded in a row by. Boaster, if you've pulled out your headphones, if this is
kicked the table.
If this is you, I'm going down there. It's a hero issue. All good. All right. He's young.
He gets a pass.
It's fine. He's, But let's kind of just pause for thought then. Let's kind of talk this through, because on the half, I think it was a fair assessment that this was looking like Crew are going to close it out, right?
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
they got the pistol. You're like, the odds of that, the odds that Fnatic would come back in. But here we are at 9 to 11. Well, it's been now 5 back-to-back rounds and quite good-looking rounds. What would be your solution? Put yourself in Crew's shoes here. You're facing a Fnatic who's slowly building back in. What do you do? What's your cure, I guess, to this
We have to keep in mind the rounds that Crew won, where they got both pistols.
True.
Converted round 2s where Fnatic ran 5 classics, won the bonus. That's 6 rounds right there.
Yep.
Then in there, 6 rounds, and then 7 and 8 because Fnatic has the eco right after.
Correct.
They only really have 3 gun rounds. Maybe if you want to include the bonus rounds on top of that, they have 5 gun rounds. So right now, it's very one-sided in the favor of Fnatic. So what happened on those rounds that Crew was able to pick up? Well, partially it was that Durka, Alpha weren't really shooting back a little bit. That's a big problem. But also, Crew got to set the pace, set the tone of everything. On their attack, they got into the sites, they forced the retakes, and they shut it down. They were constantly jamming up Fnatic, not letting them have any space into the game. And on defense as well, they started pretty aggressively, taking that space down middle, taking some early fights. But right now, they're kind of shook. They're playing back. Yes, they had that trap setup with that camera. Cheeky setup. I like it. Weren't able to capitalize on it. Get over to B. They guess the right site. Fnatic goes into it. Not able to get the kills because they don't have the right weapons for it. But now, pull out an op. Stay ahead of where Fnatic's going. They've been doing all this B main control with that one-way smoke from the Omen, taking that space, denying Hero the ability to lurk up or anything. But I still look at these ultimates from Fnatic as well. They're still in play, and maybe if they lose a player because Crew's able to get one early or change something up, that's when Fnatic pulls it out, says, you know what, nope, not happening. And Go back into the game. Stun ready for tiles in case there's an aggressive push by Kesnet down middle. But it's the B main control again from Melzer.
They're looking at the switch actually operating as well. Kesnet
Yes.
finally going on to that. And look at the face they're putting him over towards lane. That's pretty much an isolated site and an isolated player, and he still looks like he's holding his ground comfortably enough. As already, actually, Melzer's on the chopping block. Here we go. You wanted ults? You might just get him, but do they get to close down in time? Melzer's not really got anywhere to run and hide, and the showstopper goes astray. A 1-for-1 trade out, and Hero's the one they lose.
This op on the A line, they won't expect it. That pull away smoke needs to happen before anybody peeks, and they need to get across that line. Kesnet, if he gets a 1, he could definitely sprint away. He's got that character with that sprint. Loves to go fast. Go fast, go fast.
He's going to back away, though. Maybe starting to feel it, that internal clock starting to tick. That little bit of a warning message, feeling, okay, there's no pressure on B. They've got to be maybe shifting.
Mati dia nih.
He's got the right read.
Pernah lihat aku kayak gitu mati.
Contacting up into the line, Durka going first. The jump spot this time. Baits it out. How do they know?
Oh, but he's still going to get his man. Takes down Durka, and look at him. He's going back for more. Outrageous and gets punished for it. Gluttony being his sin, trying to go back for that follow-up, but a 3v3 now on the site under Fnatic's banner. You're looking at what they're going to get done here. You're looking at maybe a pre-take. Where's that pressure?
10 seconds left.
Nothing so far. They wait. They play a patient.
Shy. If anybody gets a kill here, Shy can pop his hat, get the info, and close out the round. Good flash.
The Chronicle's been so good at this. They try and swing together, but now the site is under scrutiny. Already going to see a slip through. You're right. Boaster backing away, but it's Alpha, the babyface killer, holding this still. Looks for another. Can't get him. A Chronicle on the readjust. Good positioning from him. And they have no idea about Boaster, who's slowly creeping back for Nat.
Bisa kena comeback.
And crew are crumbling.
Gotta wipe that smile off your face. You're gonna get accused of a little bit of a bias. Chronicle sitting at 24 kills.
He's had an absolute belter of a series.
He's been hitting everything. His darts have been on point. He's been getting the kills with the Hunter's Fury. And then on that defense to keep enough life in Fnatic to keep them alive, to be able to even get to this point off the back of 2 mega rounds from him as well. 10-11. And an eco again for crew. That B main control, again, spot Melzer in there. It seems like crew doesn't really have that much depth right now. They're scared of going down middle. Alpha's been setting up that tile stun. They've been taking B main every round, but it gets them nothing. It's all these rounds towards A. They need to get that first kill. They need to shut Durka down. And they need to have people to follow it up. Stun ready.
No one to swing on it. They
Cypher,
do go around.
They do have the Cypher cam spotting it for info at the very least. That would be the trigger.
And now Kesnet back in a place where they could capitalize on it, but it looks like a late clear towards middle, a late round adjustment.
Last time Fnatic did this, they did go through middle a little bit. Durka trying to kind of feel it out. But here, is it just going to be a straight up market split?
Looks like it could be. Already though, crew trying to hit that rotation at the right time. This got dangerous before. Already,
45 seconds.
You can have MTA here. They've got a couple of ults to play with. Delay over towards main. Melzer having to evacuate as quick as he can because they are starting to be feeling that pinch, feeling that pressure. Fnatic now starting to come forward, but crew, right place, right time. Melzer and MTA with back-to-back shots, keeping control of the site. And now at 25 seconds, it's a mad dash. Where do they go on this one? Smoke up towards CT to try and facilitate the cross, but it's Boaster to try and divide and conquer. Takes away heat, but crew still in this round. Yeah, the double.
12 seconds.
There's no way, 10 seconds now. And MTA has no idea. Oh my god, no! Boaster almost whiffed it, but it's going to be a plant. They've got it down. Running this left, right, center. This is ridiculous. How is this in a 2v2?
Salah tadi. Halo. Tes.
Boaster, but he's there so early, and he gets a jump. Done! Kesnet finding that form.
Tes. Sayang banget tadi sopannya, kenapa nggak dipakai pas ngeplan aja ya?
At least OT.
At least OT. And Kesnet was sleeping.
Itu diselamatin Kesnet barusan ini.
He was sitting at 17 kills since round, I think 15 or so.
Yeah.
Now he's on 20 kills after he just got a 2K in this round. Back and forth, huge opening kills. Shy's share of
Ini parah banget, gak kena dia nembak.
Fnatic. Oh man. Gotta dig deep here. They have that cosmic divide, but they're going against a few ultimates. And now maybe Resurgence. Kesnet feeling confident again. He's got his ultimates, the jazz hands, the finger blasters. So is he going to go and sprint around now with that confidence that, you know, I just got a 2K?
Maybe.
Close out this game, potentially, crew, or go the distance.
Yeah, the fake comeback potentially, who knows? But now
Ya, phải comeback yuk.
heard the operator rattle off a shot. Durka making his presence known.
I wonder when they're going to swap it out, give it to the hands of the most competent
Pakai OP dia di attacker. Round penting ini.
This is different from Fnatic. They haven't done this before where they're walking out middle at the same time as they're taking this A main space. They're going to go and push this back, but at the same time, they have this subterfuge just ready to get in the back lines here. Hero tanking that drone, shrouding Boaster's presence. A main control is coming silently, but it's here.
Here comes the pressure. Kesnet actually hindered a little in that.
Kena
Shut it
ulti.
down, can't close the space.
50
Now,
seconds.
Yeah, the time's starting to tick.
Boaster's got that ultimate. I do wonder if he's going to pop
Di
this.
aja.
Right back into B with it, but already Crew staying a step ahead of this.
Wah, nggak ada yang stay A anjing.
Where has Crew gone? How are we going to use this ultimate? They use it across A link and spawn before.
Tuh baru lari ke A. Masuk ke setnya. Masuk ke setnya buru.
So it's getting late in the day and Shy could be devious about this. Right place, right time, and the perfect kill. Couldn't get the follow-up though. Alpha still gonna stand his ground, but that spike cross is a problem. 13 seconds, they gotta try and make this one count.
Mampus 10 detik.
Living up to the moniker.
Bisa nggak tuh?
But now Crew down to the last two. Kesnet still alive, so this
Wah,
still
bisa
still
anjir.
danger. Alpha doesn't want any of that. He wants to make sure this one's secure.
Nggak ada yang masuk side.
Crew now held at 12.
Cuma satu orang doang tadi.
Opportunity to get to OT.
It all led to this one point right here. Crew gonna call a timeout.
Dia main last minute anjir.
This round to take this map in relegation. I mean, this is the last chance to use this timeout. You have to, might as well. Closing this game out 13-11 is going to be way easier than going the distance in overtime. Getting Fnatic the chance to be able to close out this first map. Steal out the map pick from Crew after Crew had such a big dominating lead. Going to Haven after losing this, that's going to be all in favor of Fnatic. Oh boy.
This changes everything, right? This next round, even if it goes to OT and Crew still win, the mental impact alone is going to be monumental. So as we stand, we look at the buy for Crew coming into this. It's not perfect. They've got a couple of ults. They've got Kesnet's ult there, and they do have the hat for Shy. But you're looking at maybe one rifle, it looks like. Judges, stingers. It's not what you want.
To be fair,
tell me about
the last time they conjured up a round, it was off the back of the Sheriffs and the Stingers.
It was?
If there's any round that they're going to win, this is the type of round. We've been seeing it today. We've been seeing it yesterday. We see these rounds. The times when you're like, well, you know, just buy whatever, make something happen. That's when the miracles happen. That's when the magic happens. So will it be another magical round from Crew to be able to close out 13-11? Or is it going to be Fnatic crawling back, making it a real comeback, not just a fake one?
It's the starting line. Maybe to almost kind of feign that it could be Durka, and then he closes the gap. I'm curious what the plan is off the rip.
Just allows Durka to be able to move up with it.
Yeah.
They need to hit the shot on Melzer if Melzer does push up this angle right now.
Whoa.
That's info. That's the setup spotted again.
Can they punish him though? I don't know if they can.
With the stun line from Alpha, they can if they want to.
Yeah.
They just don't know what's behind it.
Yeah. And Melzer's been good at this. He, as we've highlighted, he's consistently taken that B lobby space. He's generally held his ground incredibly well, but as you said, would you risk it here? You're probably question marking that for now. As Fnatic drifting away from it.
He does a good job. Yeah, he does a good job of just stalling out Fnatic. Because he uses the one ways, then he backs up. Uses the paranoia, backs up. Teleports out. He can get away from all these abilities.
Siapakah yang akan menang?
They inch up towards A here. Shock the trip. Found out that's, you know what? That's going to be a Cypher on A. That's going to be pressure. They're pivoting. They're going to secure those 4-man mid-walk from Crew.
This is what it comes down to.
Remember, hasn't it? He's got the stinger. He's got his ultimate play too. Durka going down.
And now do they just force
forward?
the judge, they have no idea on the other side.
Ayo, dapat 3. Ya, dapat 1.
Hero gonna keep it moving, but still number advantage. All comes out.
Ayo.
Final moments here. Good
Kalah. Kalah. Kalah berarti kalah. Berarti kalah. Kalah. GG. Tuh. Pentingnya main last minute tuh kayak gitu tuh. Panik dibuat. Apalagi orang udah nunggu di site. Semenit awal pertama menung-menung aja cari info. 30 detik terakhir maju. Kalau salah setnya rame banget, kalah, menang kalah 50-50 tapi 70-30 kalahnya. Kalahnya 70. Itulah main last minute tuh. Ngomong doang aku sih, tapi main Palu jarang, ngomong doang. Kurang panas. Udahan ya kali ya, maghrib. Ada pula Angel Represtor anjir lah. Aduh, party ini penuh pula. Nah, ada party. Udahan kali ya, udah maghrib. Ntar malam live main Apex atau main BF atau main Valo, tergantung moodku. Habis Isa mungkin jam jam 8. Isa di sini jam 7. Ya, jam 7.30 mungkin aku live lagi. Thank you so much siapapun yang udah mampir. Thank you so much. Send win today. That's it. That's what I wanted. Thank you siapapun yang udah mampir. Ciao.